Health potion should take 3 actions, but heal you all the way.
3? Are you playing Pathfinder on the DL, brother? What do you mean,
Yeah,
3 actions?
secretly.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Party Makes Things Worse Song of the Reliquary. This is our actual play show in the D&D system. We are very excited to be back on the horse. If you missed our last episode, that's because it wasn't there. We played Scheduling Conflicts instead, where we make up for any streams that sort of get a little bit of friction. We've been plagued by technical problems and all kinds of issues in these last few weeks, but finally, we can finish a fight that we started in February. It's time at last. The witch can finally be dispatched. We are finally ready. Did you have a question, Michael?
More response. So we're on roll 20 today. Huh?
Yeah, we are on roll 20. We are up in roll 20. So you aren't going to be able to see the roll 20 for those of you at home, which I say to my fellow castmates here. Just make sure you don't say I go over there. Tell me what you're standing next to. Tell me what's around you, and that's going to help. So, last time, when we played this fantastic game of ours, I'm going to try to do a little bit of a wider recap, just because we've been in this dungeon for 2 months. You guys entered in through the front door after entreating your ally, Morris, who is this sort of sniper-wielding fighter with a familiar, this large, the opposite, this extremely small hawk that he keeps permanently on his shoulder, managed to talk your way in as bounty hunters trying to take down this creature called the Witch, one of the many denizens of this dark underbelly that we call the Reliquary, this chasm that is stuck under the desert, under the tomb desert. You made your way inside, made a few discoveries, fought a terrible amalgamation of flesh, and harvested this strange green crystal from within it. You investigated some bodies, seemingly comprised of the stitched together components of many of the people you arrived here with, and Harold almost immediately began to dispatch them upon discovering that they were already undead. You proceeded to explore, finding strange, well-tended to surgery rooms with these fleshy walls along the back, with these growing creatures inside, a very strange version of what clearly was once a pretty normal place to get surgery done, which begs the question, who was down here in the time before that needed such services? You continued on, turned a small ambush into a counter ambush, and then fought off a couple of more denizens of this place, eventually making your way into the room at the end. In the room at the end, you found a number of cells, and in one of those cells, you found an elf that you had met previously and were friendly with, Calroy Elmroot. Calroy, for a moment, although the GM forgot what the bit was supposed to be and did lose it a little bit, thought he was straight up dead because he just saw his friends from the boat walk in after a few days of being in a haze and was like, oh no. You discover that Calroy has had some kind of major augmentive surgery done. His skin has been split, his flesh peeled away, and an injury, a lingering injury that you had noticed he had had earlier, has been repaired, replaced with a new bone, and also reinforced with these strips of metal that might have some other component to them. You recovered a few magic items over the course of that. You grabbed a gem out of a golem's chest, a mask off of a creature, grabbed a censer full of incense, a couple of +1 longbows, and explored the space as best you could. You found 3 statues, one of whom proved to be one of your companions, Zariak the Seer, who you had found entombed in this strange kind of Iron Maiden construct that was feeding off of his magic to run. You proceeded to go and tackle the witch and found yourselves in what should have been an incredibly lethal and dangerous fight. And then Bij cast silence in the middle of the room, a spell that we should rename in this I cast Power Word Joke, because it turned this encounter into a meme at best. You guys, they immediately had to spend the bulk of their first groups of actions moving and trying to hold the line, just for the witch to have to fly out to try to end the silence, only to then be pelted, tackled, dragged to the ground, and summarily killed. You are now left with the bow that they were performing religious rites on in the area behind you, the witch dead, Harold, Spencer's character, unconscious, and the rest of you with 2 combatants left to mop up. A profoundly injured hunter, the hunter being the name for these kind of long-limbed creatures that can crawl on ceilings and floors. I guess everything can crawl on the floor. They can climb on other stuff too. And one of these heavily armored creatures, which off camera I have revealed are called ordinators. So that is where we find our kind of assembled party in this moment. You may notice that one of us is not present. Nick had a small conflict and will probably be here at about the halfway point. We'll see how that shakes out. So we'll probably have to take a pause sometime around there. So with that, I think we're going to save character facts because I want to be out of this combat so bad that I can taste it. So let's just wrap this up first. So we are still in initiative order. I still have the initiative order somehow. And I can tell you, give it a look at my marks here, that it is in fact the hunter's turn. So last time, just before we finished up, that Ordinator had sort of pushed Harold into the corner and knocked him unconscious and is now pretty well surrounded. It turned and it barked some kind of order to that other hunter. It said something that you could not understand, and it is now that hunter's turn. That hunter, you watch as it scrambles over the table that it had situated itself on top of, over to where the bow is on this plinth. And it reaches out and it picks it up. You can see that you had some anxieties about touching this. This creature is clearly undead, so you don't know to what extent it is liberated, or perhaps right now is taking its life in its hands to reach out and pick up the bow. I'm rolling a dice, which is a bad sign. Okay.
Or good.
It is gonna, let's see, it is an undead creature. So let's see if this goes. This might get really stupid really fast, which would be extremely funny. You watch pain sort of rack across the face of this creature as it contorts, but manages to still, takes this bow, slings it over its shoulder, and starts to climb up the wall towards the ceiling, as if it is trying to get out of your reach. It then takes the... Let me double check, see what he's got on offer here. What can he do? What can he do? It then uses its action, its bonus action to dodge, and its action to run towards the door. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So it is, for the record, about 10 feet up from where it is on the map right now, and it is the one labeled A on our map. So you watch as it grabs the bow, scurries up the wall, climbs across the ceiling towards the door out of this place, and is now about 10 feet up the wall with the bow wrapped around its side, as if it is trying to just flee with the bow around its midsection. It clearly took some kind of damage when it picked it up. That is its whole turn. It has also dodged, so you'll have disadvantage on attacks against it. With that, it would be Bartholomew's turn. Bartholomew's just going to fade into the background for now. We're just going to give Nick time to maybe show up later. So that is Bartholomew out of the way. So Lemon, you are actually the one that is up next. You have this Ordinator that is standing over Harold's body, that is clearly sort of threatening him, and then you have this other hunter that is headed for the door. What does Lemon do?
Where is it? Harold's gonna take it out of here. I need him up. And I'm shooting at Big Man McGee.
All right, big man in the armor.
2 crits, come on.
So you hear a loud crack as from
First
across
one
the diet.
was a crit.
It was?
Let's
Oh
go!
no! This is gonna be a really short fight.
Second is a 27.
It's
Those,
so close.
those both hit. That's absolutely wild. Spencer, can you... I forgot that we were starting with combat. Can you change the music over to combat music if it'll let you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You should have the permissions and stuff. For those of you who don't know, try to get a music bot to work. It's not fun.
And then I'll roll.
If you one-shot this... Well, two-shot this thing, I'm gonna be mad. I might.
We loosened it up. You know, we loosened
What are
it
the
up.
rules on crit damage?
Crit damage, roll and double the result. Or roll twice. That's up to you, actually.
Roll and...
So you can either roll and double the result of the rolls, or you can just roll twice.
Alright. I'm cool with doubling that. Without the modifier on it, correct?
Yeah, double it, then add the modifier.
Cool. So that's going to be... 2. That'll be 29 points of damage on that crit.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And then second shot,
That is
much less. That's going to be 11 points of damage.
All right, still alive, but barely. This thing is very bloodied. It has no blood to be bleeding, but you can see that its limbs have begun to break, and you can see places where it is barely able to hold itself together. You've seen many of these creatures show signs of having been patched and repaired, and this one is no different, and they are beginning to break down and cease to function, as you all maybe cast a glance over the head of the witch, which is still on the ground.
Come on, Harold, nap time's done.
And Harold has one failed roll already.
Okay, I put the hunter in the wrong spot in the initiative, so I'll just skip its next turn. Hilver, you're up.
All right. Yeah, I see Harold on the ground. I'm like, and I go over to him, put my hand on him. It's like, whoa, 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 back away from there. Come to this world again. As I use my flurry of blows and like give him one hand of healing.
I love that
Beat
ability.
the shit out of Harold.
You all watch Hilver scrambling over these rows and rows of seats that are all pointed down towards the surgical theater, but he is going up the rows, dealing with the difficult terrain, scrambling over the top, and putting a palm on Harold's chest, and immediately you start to watch Harold's wounds close and his eyes open as he receives this flood of vitality. Harold, you take in a breath of air and look up, and you are looking down into the face of this terribly injured armored opponent, and you look to your side and you see the head of the witch, which is just rolling on the ground.
Back in there.
I'm all right. Thank you.
Good. All right, and that's 11 healing.
Ooh.
Nice.
And basically, with that, after I pull my hand away, I do a quick jab at him for the other flurry.
Great.
At the ordinator
Yeah, absolutely.
to the side of us, and that is 22 to hit.
Yeah, my swallow went down wrong.
Oh no!
Not down the wrong pipe. You ever just take a drink and it goes down bad? Like it just hurts the whole way? What is that? That's miserable.
I think it's like with the air pressure or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's nonsense.
12 points of bludgeoning damage.
12 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay, now he is on death's door. He's knocking on death's door, loudly ringing the doorbell. There's a metal knocker. He is using both hands to slam them down. This ordinator is truly barely clinging to its unlife.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I will take my attack actions then.
Naturally.
First one against
You
him,
started with your
16.
bonus action attacks? Oh, because you had to do Hand of Healing. Gotcha.
Yeah. That was a 16 to hit.
16 misses. You bang your hand off of one of its heavy plates of armor. It still has this big shield in one hand and a long sword in the other, and is still singing.
All right. 10 to the other one as I hear that singing and my vision blurs a little bit.
All right, so I'm
that'll be it.
okay. So you rolled. So you had 4 attacks, right? I only got 3 attack rolls, unless you missed on the last
One of them was the hand of healing. For the 2 flurry of blows one, I replaced one with the hand of healing.
Yeah. So you got the Hand of Healing, and then you got the roll that hit, and then you missed. So shouldn't there be one more attack coming?
Oh yeah, that one. Sorry, I said that one misses 2.
Oh, okay. There we go. That's
Yeah.
all I was checking.
I rolled a 2 plus the 8 for a 10, so that would miss.
Yeah, that's not going to do it. Alrighty, very good. Okay, so with that, the hunter does all the stuff that I just described. Thankfully, nothing disturbed that too much in the combat. All right, cool. Up next is Beige. Beige, you are, if memory serves, pretty badly injured. In this doorway here, you can hear the hunter breathing outside the doorway, although you cannot yet see it.
Nice. So I think Beach must have heard the commotion with Harold, I assume. And you can probably still hear the singing. So I think Beach is gonna run up on Harold and run up on the Ordinator
Sure.
and punch it. He's mad.
Beige runs up,
Yeah.
cuts the diagonal to punch this ordinator in the back of the
Pissed.
head.
He's just gonna punch his ass.
That's hysterical. I love it. All right, so the cameras are about to get wonky. Nick is about to hop in, and I think that I should just be able to click to the other spread, and everything should immediately work once he joins.
We'll see.
I believe. I want to believe.
That's a dirty 20, by the way.
Dirty 20
Nice.
does. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? It'll work once he turns his camera on. So despite it saying my name is somebody else's, I will narrate what happens next. Yeah, with a dirty 20, you do hit. Are you just punching?
I'm just punching. This is Beach's best friend.
Beach
Beach is-
sprints around the corner.
You're not my friend.
Full
And-
jumping, flying punch. How much damage do you do? It's just your strength modifier, minimum of 1.
A 2?
You do 2 points of damage.
I think.
And you kill the Ordinator. You watch Beach sprint to the room, jumping punch, hits it in the face, and its neck just snaps around to the side, and the Ordinator collapses into a pile of dead bones. You all watched Beach punch someone in plate armor, and then they died.
Damn, that guy sucked at singing, right?
He had 1 HP left.
You are quite the harsh critic, indeed, but very good that you're on our side.
Oh, that is so
I'm qualified.
Just absolutely broke his neck. That is hysterical. All right, one more dead combatant on the field. I can't believe that just happened. Where is the death button? I found it. Okay, cool. That is, that's Beej's movement and action. You have your bonus action if you'd like to take it. While you think about that, Harold, what? Cut me off just a slash of what Harold is thinking as he watches Beej punch this guy and he dies. I'm just curious.
Harold at first thinks that he's still unconscious and this is a hallucination.
This is the second time today that somebody has seen Beej do something and gone, "Oh, I'm dead." "Oh, I died."
This is death.
That's weird.
Yeah. And then realizing that it's not a hallucination, Harold like gets up and is looking around in a dazed state, like dust and detritus flying around. It's like, what the hell? What's good? And he sees the creature with the bow running out, and he locks onto that, and is like, "I'll think about that later. I'll
Alright.
think about what just happened in a minute."
Nicole, did you want to do anything with your bonus action?
I only get 1 attack, so I'm not gonna do anything else. I would love to, focus on that other thing, but I think I'll just help Harold.
I think what you did was simply perfect. I think there was no better
Yeah.
move than to just flying punch and immediately kill this creature. All right, Harold, you are actually up.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot I was flying before I punched him, so I just
Yeah,
that's
just this
hilarious.
sailing, like, it's too good.
Oh yeah, it's real good.
Full Superman punch. Just a full, it's just unhinged.
There's a spell that I'm considering, but I need to make sure that it does what I think it does.
Fair enough.
Um,
Nick, you missed
let's
practically
see.
nothing.
To succeed, you gain +2 bonus.
Beej
Save
punched the
spend
guy in
attack
heavy armor
rolls.
so hard he died because he only had 1 HP left because he took a bunch of extra attacks. It was pretty metal. It's gonna be great.
I burn one of the paladin's new abilities, which gives me a spell slot back.
Nice.
And having burned that, I use the spell Infernal Challenge
Nice.
against the creature with the bow that's running away.
Absolutely. What save
It
am I
needs to
rolling?
give me a 14 charisma save.
You. What, you don't think he looks charismatic?
No, not very, not very.
He's the prettiest of all of them.
You know what's funny is that could be true.
Could be
it's
true.
just the bar is not high.
Yeah. So he could succeed, and it's because he's the prettiest out of all of them.
3.
He is
He's
maybe
not the
one of the
prettiest.
ugliest. Maybe one of the
Yeah,
ugliest.
you all. What you the viewers cannot see that they can is that this is like a horrifying, long-mouthed, like dark-eyed, gaping maw mummy creature. So Harold goes, "Yeah, I don't think he'll resist this," and you
not
issue
gonna be
this
able to
challenge. What are the effects of that?
So Harold looks at the creature and points and says, in like a voice that echoes around the space, he says, "Face me!" And I get a +2 bonus to my AC. So very solid on that. Very appreciative of that.
That's good.
The target has disadvantage on attack rolls against other creatures, so
Nice.
anybody other than me. And the first time the target tries to move away from me on a turn, they have to succeed in a charisma saving throw, or their speed becomes 0 until the start of their next turn.
Okay.
I'm not letting this motherfucker get away.
Okay.
That's
Good
what
to
I'm
know.
saying.
Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Solid. I like it. All right. Cool. Is that your whole turn?
And that's
Anything
my
else you wanna do?
bonus action.
Oh, good.
So, for my actual action, Harold is going to throw a javelin. And I believe I get 2. Yeah, I'm going to throw 2 javelin.
That's really funny.
That was pretty bad. 9 to hit.
9 absolutely misses.
And 17 to hit.
17 does hit.
And that's going to be 1d6. 4 plus 3, 7 points of piercing damage.
7 points of piercing damage, and his movement speed goes down by 10, so he's pretty much done for.
Basically.
Because
so then I run forward,
Yeah.
and I'm like standing below him.
You step
When he
over
accepts
the
my
Ordinator's
challenge.
body, you move through Bija's square, and you end up between it and the door.
Perfect.
All right. With that, we are back up at the top of initiative. The Ordinator is dead. It is Bartholomew's turn. Bartholomew's turn. Bartholomew, you're looking around. You see a littering of the corpses of your fallen foes, and you see this hunter trying to escape with the bow that was being sort of anointed in holy oil around its shoulder. What do you do?
So, can I do that? Yes, I can.
I mean, probably.
So, yep. Bartholomew's gonna run up right next to Harold, leap over his shoulder, closes his eyes once again, blessing to Boone, and stab with a vicious dagger. So moving about 25 feet.
I know. Your combat style for Bartholomew is identical to there's a volleyball anime where there's a character who closes his
Haikyuu?
eyes when he does spikes. And it's all I can think of every time. All right, Bartholomew.
It's also giving Zenitsu a little bit.
It
when he, like,
is.
goes to sleep.
It really is. Wow. Good pull. Good pull.
Man, I wish I knew what those were.
The fact of all of the things for Nick to have not seen, you not seeing Demon Slayer is crazy.
I haven't
That seems
seen.
like-
I haven't seen all of it. That's the only. I've only seen like.
Get
the first year.
nerdier.
It
would
just seems
you?
like such a
Come
shoo-in for you. All right, cool. So,
I know. I should. The
So
only
as you
thing I
sprint
know
across
is-
the space, you are technically attacking from stealth. So as you leap up into this creature's face, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Ooh. Can I use a luck?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, guess thank God.
That's how those bad boys work. And keep track of your, make sure if anybody has inspiration, I'm going to try to keep handing those out semi-regularly, so make sure that you're spending those in decent time.
Oh.
Oh, and B, you should take a point of inspiration for punching the Ordinator in the head so hard that he died.
Yeah. So even with that, does a 12 hit?
Does a 12 out of 12 does not hit. Wow, 12 with
So
advantage.
maybe-
That's tough.
Yeah. Ooh. So, just for the sake of it, Bartholomew, believing in his deity, leaps over blessings, realizing he actually grabbed the wrong one. He grabs the hair instead while closing his eyes, misses, and just clinks off Harold's shoulder plate.
Harold,
Yeah.
you hear a clang and turn and see Bartholomew has accidentally stabbed you.
And he hides.
Simply too good.
Right behind Harold. Yes, and so the bonus action is just you know what? Cunning action. He's gonna dash all the way back. He didn't see anything.
Okay, cool. So you just dash back away into the corner of the room, sprinting back through the seats, yipping all the way. All right, with that, it is Lemon's turn. Lemon, you are aligned with this creature. It cannot run. What are you doing?
Getting a little. Yeah, I won't go close. I'm good where I am. It is. How's it looking?
Pretty badly hurt, but certainly not on death's door yet. This
Cool.
thing has taken a couple of hits, but is still pretty fresh, and obviously it seems very committed to just getting away.
Gotcha. I'm going to first shoot at it with one shot.
Absolutely.
That's not great. It's still all right. An 18 to hit.
That absolutely is. You said it's not that great. It's an 18.
I rolled an 8.
No, you're good. It would just automatically hit somebody wearing chainmail.
Yeah, it's not that great. You just be able to shoot through the eyepiece of an armor.
I know,
helmet.
given Lemon's bonus, it is so funny to know that he is seen as Lemon of a person where he is from, because Lemon can shoot the wings off of flies back from a mile away. So it's
Not
just
good enough though.
It's just deeply funny. I don't know. You know what it is? Lemon is like the best Wild West cowboy in New York City. You're like, yeah, it's a cool thing for you to be able to do. Does that come up a lot? And they're like,
don't need it.
absolutely not. It has never come up a single time, which is weird. All right, Lemon, what's up?
16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. Okay.
Second hit, I'm going to use my whip.
Okay.
I am going to swing at him.
Does it have like a lasso effect on the whip? I gotta know.
You'll know. All right, that is also an 18 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
And that's going to be...
So you all hear a shot ring out and immediately watch as across the distance, this bullwhip swings through the space.
It's going to be 8 points of damage.
Wow. Enough to kill a common man.
And because I smacked him with my whip, because I'm proficient with that weapon, I get mastery slow, and I take 10 points of movement away
Great.
from him.
His movement speed is down to 20 because he's been hit twice with things with the slow property.
And until the start of my next turn.
Okay, good to know. And you do know there's this like network of tunnels. So if this thing gets past you all and into that room, it will quickly be able to vanish in a way that you will have a lot of trouble keeping up with. All right, cool. Lemon, is that your whole turn?
Yeah, bonus action, I'm reloading my gun.
All right, love it. Hilver, you're up. And,
All right.
After Hilver will be the hunter.
Yeah, I guess since it's a little far away, I will start muttering some words and holding up my like little Darkening Dawn emblem and cast Toll of the Dead on it, and it's got to do a Wisdom save of 16.
Mutter some words, hold up the symbol of the Darkening Dawn. It makes a Wisdom save. It gets a 9.
All
Probably
right.
not a success.
No. So
And because it's
gonna-
damaged, it's going to take, I think, 1d12 instead of whatever the other damage die is.
Uh,
Or a couple d12.
yeah, it's D12s instead of D8s.
Yeah, nice.
All right.
What a hilarious cantrip. Can you imagine somebody going to cleric school and the first thing they get taught is how to kill? Like, that's thing one they learned. They don't learn
How to-
prayer of
how to
healing. They don't
mutilate.
learn healing word. They learn toll the dead. Like, day one.
You must take life to restore life.
That's wild. It's just such a strong, it's just a big move. All right, Hilver.
All right. That's 11 points of necrotic damage to him.
11 points of necrotic damage. This thing has been harried with blows. It is still on its hands and feet climbing on the wall.
All right. And well, I guess I can't do a. I guess I'll try to get underneath it and try to swat at it with a bonus strike.
Yeah, you
unarmed
absolutely
strike.
can. Because it is up in the air, you can basically share its space.
All right. Cool. So yeah, I will go past Beige and Herald over to it, and swat.
Guys are just jumping this thing.
Yeah, that's an 18 to hit.
What game were we playing? There was one we played where you would, on Elden Ring, we would knock down the boss and it would just be... That's what you guys are in right now. There's one boss
Yeah,
left,
strength
you've
builds.
staggered it, and now you're just like, get it,
Kill it!
Everybody's great sword bonk builds, just jump attacking.
All right. Now it's 12 points of bludgeoning damage as I swing to kind of like crack it in one of its feet that's holding it.
Oh my
There.
gosh. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And from there, I'll probably try to move into the doorway just to block its passage more.
Yeah, absolutely. So you step fully into the doorway. So this thing has a whole gauntlet it needs to go through if it is going to try to escape. That's if it succeeds on a charisma save, that it will probably not succeed on. Good to know. All right, cool. That is Hilver's turn, and with that, it is the hunter's turn. The hunter is going to. So I'm going to ask. So I assume then, Harold, that it can take this diagonal step without making the save, and then the next time it goes to move, it needs to make the save, right? So it gets into the hallway because it hasn't moved away from you yet.
It hasn't moved away.
And then once it goes to move, it makes the save.
Let me double check, but I'm fairly sure that's the answer.
Okay.
Infernal challenge. Disadvantage attack rolls. First time the target tries to move away from you on a turn.
Okay.
So yes.
The first time it tries. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
All right, so it might not even get to take a single further step away. 15 plus 0. 15?
A 15 will do it, I believe. Let me double check. A 15 does it. 14 is its save.
So it takes its first additional step. And Harold, you get to make an attack of opportunity.
That I do. That is a 19 to hit.
19 hits. Go for damage. Go for damage.
To go for damage?
What did that gopher do?
I know I say gopher beach,
burrow?
and I realized last time that it's as if I am describing a small gopher beach.
That's 12 bludgeoning damage.
All right. And it needs to take, so you swing as it moves out of your reach, sending this hammer slamming into its side. It like skitters onto the ground as it takes that blow, and then tries to take one more limping step into the tunnel. And as it does, Hilver, you get an attack of opportunity.
Right?
So does Beige. Beige, if you want to punch it with your reaction.
I mean, pretty good chance.
Even if it dies, Beach will punch it.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And then Beach does her attack first, right? Or his attack.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got
it
more
would-
than
it
one
would
HP
be
left. So I was mainly
Oh,
doing a
right.
fun bit to vamp so you had time to roll. But
Gotcha. All right. So that's
if I tell you what, if it has 1 HP
24 to
left after
hit.
your attack, we will stop and see if Beige hits, and it will matter quite a bit.
all right. I did 9 points damage.
With 9 points of damage, it does not matter. As you strike
Okay.
out and you manage to hit this thing. It has this bow. It swings it around to be in front of it, like it is holding it with its entire body, and starts to sprint into the tunnel, head low. As Hilver, you just grab it by the back of the neck and slam its head into the wall. It falls limp, and the bow scatters to the ground with an unceremonious clattering to the stone. Everybody takes a breath, and the combat comes to an end. These creatures dispatched. Oh, and as it was flying, of course, as it got hit with the hammer, we all see Beej's thin-wristed hand crack it once across the jaw as it makes its way through. We'll debate about for days what exactly it is that finally finished this creature. You all take a breath. Harold unconscious, having been unconscious, a lot of you having been badly hurt. You are out on the other side. The witch's head is in the next room. What do you all do as you finally have a moment to catch your breath?
I want to take this creature, since I punched it while I was holding the bow. I want to take it and use its hands to bring the bow back into the room with us.
Yeah, it's caught in this rigored state with the bow clutched in its arms, and so Hilver just grabs it by the leg and drags it back into the room so that the bow isn't touched by any of you as he gets it back into the room. And I will, just for fun, I'll throw him back in there. All right, so we can disregard the map somewhat now until another combat maybe comes up. We'll have to see. So as you all catch your breath, just go in natural order here. Who's doing what as you all finally have a moment? Harold, you seemed like you had something you wanted to pop in with first.
Yeah, Harold grabs his pack off of his back, and he pulls out a sleeping roll, and he lays it down on one of these bench seats, and lays not moving for a while. Moves his hat. Puts it over his
You all
face.
watch Harold spends a full 15 minutes stripping off his plate mail, and then gets into his sleeping bag and lays down on a bench, snoring softly. All right. You all see Harold go to bed. Who else is doing what else?
I'm checking a spell really quick.
All right, Lemon's looking through a spell. Anybody else?
Bartholomew goes up and approaches the bow.
Oh, all right. So the bow is on this. Is on our little. What button is it again? Is it tab? Is on this
Hold it down.
creature here. I forgot to. I know there's a little icon of it.
Yeah.
Can I move that? Let me see. I can. Here, I'll move that so that it's a little less confusing. There we go.
Oh, whoa.
You all watch Bartholomew. I know, it was real. That was a huge pain in the butt for the record. Thanks, Roll20. You all watch Bartholomew kind of like walking over towards the bow. It's on the ground, clutched in the arms of this dead creature, and is, like I've described it before, Bartholomew, as you take a closer look, this bow is made of a mixture of, you see it's clearly some kind of old, very traditional kind of longbow. It looks like a yew longbow. You see some elements of antler and mild decoration. The things that are there, though, it's not like they've been carefully whittled onto it by some master craftsman of wooden bows. They've been tied with pieces of string, some of it clearly being plant fiber that has been meticulously woven into a more refined shape and tied off. This bow is heavily ornamented and well cared for, but looks truly, for lack of a better term, the actual definition of the term amateurish. It looks like it was made with love, but not necessarily by somebody who has made 1,000 bows. It is somewhat simple in its design.
Well, what do you get of this? Do you think this could fetch a good price?
Does
Or-
Bartholomew touch it?
Wait.
He is reaching for it.
Bartholomew's hand
Hold
is-
on a second. This might be connected to those Bemerol. We should be careful with it, especially with all their crazy rituals happening.
Bartholomew takes the dead hunter's hand and clutches the bow and raises it up instead.
Yeah, you sort of like
Good to use personal protective
make a
equipment.
dexterity check as you try to like claw machine this bow up.
I'm gonna use my point of inspiration. 'cause I
Okay,
am
all
not
right,
that
all
one
right,
well.
all right. If you get in that
Because
one,
that
you
was
do
a
touch the bow.
Yeah, that was exact.
There we go.
Okay, so
I like to imagine that Beej looks as perplexed as Nicole does right now. That Beej is like, yeah, we're really touching it, huh? Like, he's just like, so that's what we're... you begin to hear a sound of limping coming from the hallway, and you eventually, just a little while later, see Calroy go, did you... Oh, you did, good. Looks around and sees the, like, littered corpses. Goes, good job, everybody. Oh, he's got the right of
Got
it.
to.
Points at Harold, and he lays down on one of the other benches. Just sort of resting his many wounds. All right, Bartholomew, what was the result?
25.
25. You all watch Bartholomew fully, like, take this hunter's arm, get its finger around the bow without touching it, and then ties their fingers to their wrist so that the hand stays clutched, and, like, cuts the arm off at the elbow, and now just has what we can only describe as a bow carrier. Like, this weird, grim token of his time here, and you are just sort of holding the bow up in the air by this dead arm.
Hey, so question for the DM because this is a weird one.
Answer for Lemon.
Lemon
Lemon kneels on the ground and starts burning incense and asking questions to the sky. What's up?
So Stefan and I talked about this a little bit.
Oh no.
That's
a
want
bad
to
sign.
cast. Yeah. This is an interesting concept. I want to cast Identify on it. Identify is a touch spell.
Yep.
I can cast touch spells through my Find Familiar.
All right, let me just check really quick one thing about the Find Familiar spell. And then I'll know the answer to your question very soon after. I need to find the 2024 one. This is just a little, if any D&D Beyond like attendants are watching, your search SEO is very broken for the new edition for Advanced 5e.
no.
It doesn't work.
D&D
It only
Beyond-
gives me legacy stuff.
And Google. I'm going to be so for real. Why didn't we just call it 5.5? Because I could type in 5.5 Google search send. I can't do that because it's not real. And I type in 2024 and I still get the old stuff sometimes. Give it a new
Okay,
name.
so this is a spirit that takes the form of an animal, and you chose. You have a seahorse, which I assume is sort of a reflavored octopus.
Basically.
And well, no,
did
it
you
would be a
take-
reflavored probably hawk or owl because your familiar can fly, which is a perfect choice. I love that choice. Telepathic connection, combat disappearance of the familiar when it drops to 0. Okay, this is good to know. Would you say that your seahorse is closer to a hawk or closer to an owl spiritually?
Owl.
Now, the D&D Beyond claims that an owl is as fast as a hawk, a laughable and stupid claim that I just want to take the moment to say. The owl is nature's slowest bird, quoting Brennan Lee Mulligan,
Whoa.
and the hawk is one of nature's fastest. Their movement speed should be so different, it's insane. Okay, I'm about to roll, so I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw with a +1.
Yes. And I, as a precautionary thing, I'll use my hand of healing on Lemon to give you 3d4 healing, and I'll bless you, the hawk, or your horse, and then how many people can I target? I'll bless Bartholomew as well.
Okay.
All right. So 5 healing for you,
Okay.
and then
healing
you
for
guys
me.
are all blessed.
So that means that your familiar is going to get a +d4, which is great. So here's what's going to happen right now, Lemon. You're about to make a wisdom save. If this was a player character, I would say that you would want to fail. But because you want it to be able to touch the bow for a period of time, you are going to want to succeed. So make a wisdom saving throw and try and succeed.
Cool.
You got that 1d4.
Sweet. Sounds pretty good. And then D4, and it has a +1, you said, correct?
Yes, it is a +1.
All right. That is a 14 plus 3 plus 1, so an 18.
An 18 succeeds on the initial wisdom saving throw. The seahorse floats across the space. It touches the bow. And you all immediately hear so loud that it shakes your eardrums and makes all of you dizzy immediately. That song that you heard earlier, that the Ordinator was singing, coming from inside of your head, fills the room instantly. The seahorse manages to hold on, and so your ability is going to go off. But first, we need to do more stuff. Now I need you to make a Constitution saving throw with a -1, and it doesn't really matter what happens.
Cool. Constitution. Here's 1. That is a 6 minus 1, so a 5.
In a
I guess the bless is probably too small too.
in a peeling, tearing, scattering of sound, your seahorse familiar is torn to pieces and explodes in the air, sending a hail of seahorse bits everywhere, which then disappear because it is a spiritual creature.
Bubbles! No!
Bubbles survived the Dragon of the Tomb Desert and has just died to an unwielded bow. Let it be known. So as you all kind of get your bearings, as your ears are all lightly ringing, and it is slowly dissipating as that song begins to fade, I actually didn't see you casting that coming. Give me 2 seconds while I pull up some stuff. How do the
Shenanigans, I
people that were
know.
relaxing react to that sound? I will say, Calroy begins thrusts his hands over his ears and starts screaming at the top of his lungs, and does not stop even when the song has stopped. He believes that he has finally woken from the dream of being saved and is just screaming.
Harold gets up, screaming in the background. Is looking around. He's like, guys, I was so close to dying. Why are we touching the bow right now? I need a cool 6 hours. Give me 6, and then we can touch the bow. We don't need to do it right now.
That's already
It's too
been
late
touched,
now.
friends.
It's too
Yeah.
late now. It's been touched.
Sorry, go back to sleep. It's all good. It's all.
I don't
it's all-
think it is. I think
It's
it's
all
not
good,
good. I just got screamed in my ear.
The kind of the benediction of being near a paladin would also have probably been good in this endeavor.
Yeah, but I was unconscious. I was asleep. It wouldn't work, even if you were standing next to me. So now I need to be awake.
Beach is gonna throw
Sorry
his
about
hands
that.
up and then go and lay down on a bench right next to you guys.
There you go.
So it's Harold Beige Calroy, just 3 in a row, like hot dogs on one of those rolly things, just laying there trying to catch a little bit of shut-eye. Okay. As you cast that spell, and it does channel into your mind, you get the name of this weapon back. You get and then a bunch of names rattle through your head very quickly. Some of which you can't pronounce, many of which you don't understand, and eventually you feel like the roller decks of your memory pull up something that it thinks you can interpret. And the name you get back is the Piper's Reach. Is the name, Piper's as in somebody who plays a pipe. Floods into your mind. This bow connects the wielder to the song of the piper. And these words mean nothing to you. Identify is a very helpful spell. You're just getting raw information without much of the context that you would normally expect. Connects you to the song of the piper. The wielder is bound, body, soul, and mind, to the song and to the piper's reach, never to be removed again. When a creature attunes to this bow, they immediately make 3 saving throws. The first is a wisdom save. If they fail, they immediately drop the bow. If they succeed, they hold on. The second is a constitution saving throw. If they fail, and I'm going to be vague on this because it's more fun, they take an amount of force damage. If they succeed, they do not. And then finally, they make 1 more wisdom save. And the effect that I have listed here is ego death. If they fail, their personality, memories, and self are stripped away and replaced with whichever soul is in the bow and its connection. If they succeed, they manage to hold on to some fragment of themselves. And that's what will happen if you attempt to attune to this object. The bow is a +3. Its range is double that of a normal longbow. You have no disadvantage if you are past its first range increment. And if you have struck a creature with an arrow from this bow, for 24 hours, you know its exact direction and distance to yourself. There you go.
Worth.
The Piper's Reach.
All right.
It is an intensely powerful magic item that bears a baleful and terrible curse. And you would also know by casting this that it is currently attuned to a creature.
Is it the hand that's holding it?
No. Oh, you also get the dead hand of a hunter is clutching it. There seems to be some string ? Holding the fingers to the wrist. That's at the end of the text you get from Identify.
All right. It doesn't say who is the owner, though, right?
I don't think so. I'm trying to be realistic about what I identify
That's
is
fair.
for telling you the mechanics of a magical item. And so I think that it spits out the mechanics. So it tells you what it does. It doesn't, because there's another spell called Legend Lore that would get you all of that information.
Yeah. Cool. I ask Ron, does anyone know the Pipers?
The Piper's Reach is the name of the book.
Yeah. Does anyone know a tale of a Piper's Reach?
Should we roll?
You're asleep.
Yeah, but they're being loud as shit.
Okay.
Harold's not
All right.
even
So if
asleep.
Harold wakes up, then yeah. Anybody who wants to can make a history check. The DC to have the DCs are only really going to matter over 20.
Yeah,
I got a -1. Let's see.
All right. So if
I'll
you get
pull
a
out
crit,
I'll pull out the little journal of Deathwoken kind of like stuff and parse through that and see if there's anything in there.
okay.
7.
7.
do I
Harold,
get?
it's a longbow.
Yeah, fuck this, and he lays down. He actually goes to sleep.
That makes sense.
All right, and a 19 here for history.
With a 19, Hilver, there is no mention of the Piper or the Piper's Reach, and you take it takes you like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of like combing through your research. And even in conversation with the Vemeral, you see absolutely no mention. With a 19, what I will give you, you know that this very famous member of the Vemeral wielded this bow. There should at least be something about the bow they use, right? There should be something. It should be some relic. There's nothing. And it gives you the distinct impression that any mention of it has been carefully tailored out of the history you are reading.
I got 4.
Michael, Lemon, you're not sure it's a longbow. Could be a gun. Hard to tell.
I think it's a gun.
You're gonna have to take a closer look. Maybe touch it to figure that out. All right. With that,
yeah, I just tell everyone, please don't touch that. It would be bad for you, and us, if anyone touches this.
Peach
Yeah.
wakes up out of a dead sleep. What? It would be bad?
no.
What
That's an
the?
understatement.
What
That's-
the heck?
If only somebody had told you not
If
to
only
mess with
it was
this.
so obvious.
If only somebody had
It's
said
that-
Good night.
directly not to touch
It's
it.
so bad. I don't want to sell this because I don't want anyone to touch it ever.
Lemon's like, I don't want anybody to touch it. Lemon is covered in seahorse bits. Lemon is head to toe seahorse.
Something's telling me this is dangerous.
Seahorse pate from bottom to top is the form of Lemon. All right, so anybody who wants to be taking a long rest can take it. Are you guys is everybody just going to bed? No watch? Or are we going to try to stitch together some kind of watch? How are we doing this?
I'm cool with long rest. I want to do one more thing before long resting. Another cast of Identify. On our friend's shoulder.
Calroy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I know in the text says if you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn which ongoing spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
So as you touch Calroy's shoulder and you feel sort of the presence, you get a massive flood of magical information that maybe doesn't make a lot of sense to Lemon. This is exactly what I said last time, in a much more mundane way. This is not like a cosmically hard to understand thing. All of us would understand the information that you get. The metal embedded in his shoulder that is connected to that bone that has replaced his damaged one is enchanted to prevent infection, to stave off bacteria and make it so that this is a perfect Calroy, even if he turns into a tree, will continue to be able to use this well into the remainder of his long elven lifespan. It will never get infected. It will never probably run into any issues. It will never degrade. It has been enchanted to last a very long time. It has also increased his dexterity score to a 22. Along with all of this hardware across his shoulders, what you also detect is something that Calroy doesn't know. It goes out across his shoulders. There is metal that he cannot see that goes into his arms and down his back. This is quite a large surgical implant that he has received, and his dexterity score is now a 22. So he is, for the record, it was a 17. He was not a dex 20 archer before this, so he has become a much more proficient person. He has been heavily augmented by this. And if his body had been possessed by whatever is in that bow, they would have been a shockingly deadly opponent.
Yeah, I give him that info. Let's see. I tell him specifically, please don't touch that bow. Whatever
Yeah.
you don't touch it.
He's like,
Definitely.
he awakes to hear all of this and goes, "What's a germ?"
I don't know,
Okay,
but you'll never get them ever.
that's great. Is that like a bug? That sucks. I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, I guess they're
Thanks.
termites or something.
He does. He sobs gently as he rolls onto his side, thinking about having termites in him, and he goes back to sleep. All right. Anybody else? Anything else before we chomp through this long rest here?
Did
I'll-
we do something with the head? Oh, sorry.
Head's just on the
go
floor
ahead.
right now.
I would like to fasten the head to
Beige.
my person.
Beige remembers, walks over, picks up the head, ties it to their belt loop, and lays back down to go to bed.
Snuggles it like a stuffed animal.
It's already mummified.
It's Beige,
Yeah.
as I will actually say, Beige, as you like pull up with this head to like put it up against your chest, it is very well oiled and perfumed to be pleasant. And so it actually does smell kind of nice. Like it smells like cloves and cedar and all of these like protective oils that have been used. Like you're kind of, there is an aromatherapy element to this corpse head that is kind of strange.
New invention.
Beach
Oh,
starts snoring.
In the baths, we'll put the head there, and it'll be a bit of aromatherapy. We can charge a premium.
Okay.
Just put it in a bag. Yeah,
Of course.
Harold's
In-
thinking about that while it's in his dreams.
In this world, Roman baths are called Herald baths. They're modeled after this. All right. With that, I think we'll take a long rest. I will be very candid. You guys keep some form of watch, and the evening goes by without incident. You awaken 8 hours later to that same eerie silence in this strange space. You do awaken to only one strange thing. I'm gonna just roll a d6 to see who it is. You all awaken, and Lemon, when you awaken, standing over you is the little tiny falcon that Morris has with him all the time. It is very small, and I've described before how like it can make its eyes really big, but the mass of the rest of its body gets smaller when it does that. And as you
Yeah.
look up, you are looking into a like giant, like saucer-sized pair of eyes that are just looking down at you. And the bird is about that tall. It is incredibly small, and it is just
I'm going to roll. If I get above 10, I stay calm.
And as you all awaken and look over, you
I
hear,
do.
and you just look and you see the little falcon just staring
I-
at Lemon.
I rolled a 19. I'm cool as a cucumber. I look. Hey, buddy. Where's Morrison, little guy? Cool. Cool, yeah.
He looks around as you all wake up, and you all just wake up to see Morris's falcon just sitting in the middle of the room.
Yeah, I don't know if he sent this to us or if something's wrong with Morrison.
Hey,
Hopefully
bird,
he's okay.
if they're in danger out there, flap your wings.
Its
All right,
head
we're good. He didn't.
tilts
He
to
didn't
kind of
flap
an unnatural, and it gives a non-committal flapping of one wing.
You're perpetually they're in danger. I know, but like I mean, immediate danger right now, this second.
Like under attack or something.
Under attack, being attacked this instant by an enemy.
How smart? How smart
Beach
are hawks?
Honestly,
looks at the
I
bird.
kind of- I
Beach's
kind of
gonna
just-
look at the bird and be like, "Am I your new dad?" Or
A hawk has an
Yeah,
intelligence of
what's
2.
the deal?
I'm gonna make an intelligence check with a DC of 10.
Only
It
a
has a
2.
-4. Yeah,
I had sort of-
Stefan, hawks can't learn to read.
Yeah, but that's like
2 is great
Upper-
for an animal. 2 is like, I can count.
Mhm.
2 is like,
well,
math,
that's
I've
fair,
got it.
Okay.
It gets a 5 -4, a dirty 1. Harold, you are asked, make an insight check.
7 plus 3, 10.
10. Your question's too broad. You're asking, is there any danger anywhere near all of the people outside? And it's going,
Is
Here, she-
Morris being attacked by an enemy? Last you saw.
and it starts to just flap its
Oh
wings.
shit.
Okay.
Okay, we're going. We're going.
Let's go then, yeah.
I don my armor. It takes me 30 minutes.
Harold straps on plates.
Beach, help. Help me put this on.
You've got Beach on one side and Calroy on the other, like cinching up the leg armor on one side.
I'll
Uh,
take
Cal-
my bedroll, throw it over the bow.
Calroy goes,
Nice.
you said, that's not my accent, that's yours. You said you wanted me to take items out. Now? When? How?
I point at the bird. I'm like, wait. I don't know if we can listen. And I cover its ears for a second. I say, yeah, we're gonna throw a bunch of items into this bag of holding, and then you're gonna carry it out. We're gonna burst out, like, because we're gonna go do hero stuff. So when we burst out, just take the bag, take it topside.
Okay. He opens the bag as the bow is carefully lowered inside, like it is made of plutonium, and dropped the rest of the way into the bag. He hefts it up onto his shoulder, and thankfully the bag only weighs 40 pounds, because you are getting up to that 500-pound limit on this bad boy, as he, like, shoulders it onto, and you all start to kind of, like, jog out towards the front door. Okay. I'm going to ask just one more time, because this time pressure is going to kind of push you out. Is there anything else you want to do before we leave? Just because, as a reminder, right, there's like another door at the back of the surgical theater you never went through. There's some other stuff that you never... It's okay if you guys are saying, like, no, we have to go to see what's going on. I just want to make sure that we have all the info.
While Harold's getting his armor on, I'll go peek at that door then.
Okay, as Harold takes 10 minutes to get his armor on, Hilver sprints to the back of the room and opens the door into the back. Lemon, what did you say?
And while he's doing that, I'm just searching Big Man McGee that we killed. Just see if there's anything worth looting from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me take a look here. Big Man McGee there. I know, Big Man McGee.
He has
it's really stuck to me in a
family portrait. He has a house key.
You see a bunch of undead kids in a little picture.
You got it, Dad.
Yeah, there's a
Best
really
dad
sweet
ever
letter.
mug.
Reminder to feed the zombie dog.
Yeah, you do see that. No, okay, so there is a couple of small things, nothing super duper major. The undead creature, its armor is enchanted to never rust, so if you wanted to try to strip all that armor off, you could. Its longsword is a +1. So if somebody wants a +1 longsword, there's a +1 longsword on offer. There's nothing else magical on that creature. As you continue to make your way around, let me know if there's anybody else you search as all of this is going on. Hilver, you get that door open, and it swings out into a small study, it seems like. There are bookshelves on the wall, a large central desk, and everything seems pretty well used. You can see that there is an ink pot out on the desk. You can see there's like a big ink block that you would like wet to scrape some off to like refresh your ink. You can see that the bookshelves are absolutely full of what look like perfectly identical volumes. Each and every one of them has the same text on the spine in a language that you do not speak, with just what you assume are ascending numbers. So it's the same title and then a little symbol at the bottom that seems to change with each version. So it looks like it's 110 volumes of like one gigantic book that are just filling the bookshelves on all surfaces. There's a divider in the room. You duck your head around the corner and you see that there is a bed that is perfectly made and has about a half an inch of dust built up on the top of the covers. Like one random day, many hundreds of years ago, it was made very carefully and left alone.
All right. I guess maybe the most recent of the chronology I'll take, so there's no like break in the continuity.
You look around for the last one and then turn around and you realize that there is one of the books is on the desk. You open it up and you see a bunch of writing in a language that you do not speak. The book is, these are like pretty thick notebooks basically, and this one is full about 2/3 of the way. And you can see that the ink on the last page isn't faded. It looks like it was written in the last day.
All right, I'll take this book. And is this desk heavily dusty too?
No, the desk and the chair are perfectly clean, as if they see very regular use. Like I said, there's an ink pot with a quill. The quill seems like well conditioned and like it's been used. This office, for as much as she was an undead flying scary witch, it seems that she was making good use of her office and taking notes on the things that she was doing.
All right, well, I'll take that book with us then.
Okay, you
And
scoop
the rest
that,
for
put
now.
it in your bag.
There any pictures on like the desk or wardrobe or anything? Like maybe a
Small
zombie
witch
family.
children.
small witch children.
You do see that literally, actually, thank you for reminding me. You see two other things that I definitely should have said. Number one, there is a large scroll on the desk that you could easily pick up, like a spell scroll that you can scoop. And on the wall, you see a portrait in an almost identical style to the one that you found earlier. But this one shows a different figure. This one shows a woman, tall, a little bit gaunt, very well muscled through like the shoulders. She is in this ceremonial looking dress, but does seem to have a bow in her other hand that she is posed with, and it is the bow in the other room. She has very hawkish, strong, angular features and a massive burn scar that goes from the corner of her nose and covers the entire side of her face up through her hair. And much like how the last painting had the broken nose of the figure full on in focus, she is not turned away from her burn. She is turned into it. That is the center of the focus on her face. And at the bottom, it says Perona Vein.
Great. I guess I'll bag up the scroll and bring the portrait into the room with everyone else then.
Okay, you bring the scroll, the portrait, and a large book into the room. Calroy opens the bag of holding, assuming you were about to slide a very large, heavy painting inside.
It's a pair. We don't want to break them up, I think.
That's fair.
Or maybe part of a trio.
Hey, I get it. So you all, Hilver walks out like holding this painting. Another painting with another of these figures. This one holding the bow that is now in the bag of holding. Also with a big scroll tucked under his arm and a book in the other hand. Harold, you're getting the last of your armor is cinched and you stick your helmet on.
And I grab the hammer and I sling it over my shoulder. And I say, all right, I'm ready, guys. You ready?
All right. Anything? Anybody else? Anything else? Okay. You guys all run for the door. I guess we are going to go to our other map today.
Yay.
Yeah.
As you all run down the hallway, you don't hear the sounds of combat coming from the other side of that broken down stone door. Thankfully, you were smart enough to close all of the other various doorways as you were making your way through here. So you open the doorway that Calroy was leaning up against at the start of that fight, and you are running down the hallway, and you can see the fires of the camp out in the distance. Again, we're in this huge atrium. I'm trying to keep us all fresh on what we're seeing, right? You're in this giant atrium, and you guys were like 2/3 of the way down in one of the buildings that's like built into the walls of this atrium. And outside of that building was the camp for all of the various agents of the city of Edifice that were kind of arranged there. So that's what you're running back to as you see these sort of lights crackling in the distance. As you step through the doorway, you see a few things. Number one, the hawk doesn't... I can't remember if it's a hawk or a falcon, whichever of those two it is, does not follow you all the way out of the door. It lingers behind. It stays about like 15 feet behind and like gets down on the ground and like hops out of the way so that it's not visible to the door. The door is shattered at this point though, so as you all run up, you see a little bit of a strange picture before you. You see a campfire off to your one side. You see various tents, workbenches, that large sort of wagon full of bags of holding and other treasures that have been found that were too heavy to put inside. Standing dead center, about 10 feet to the left of the fire, with his hands kind of arced, interlaced in front of him, is the Viscount Faraday Malaran. He is standing, looking at you all with a smile on his face. To his right is the woman who you have seen. She has this sort of like mid-length blonde hair cut close to her shoulders. She has a symbol pretty predominantly around her neck, and prowling around her, I actually have it on the wrong side, you see this big metal hound that is kind of always following her around. And to his other side, you see John Morris. Morris has his rifle in his hands, and his face is completely slack, and he is drooling heavily out of the corner of his mouth with this rifle in his hands. And the Viscount goes, "Ah! You're done! Fantastic! That's absolutely wonderful. Successful endeavor?
A bit of a commotion in there, and nothing else popped out at us, so I think it's clear.
Fantastic. That's great to hear. Yes.
What's up with the sniper?
Oh, I was just about to get there. Would you mind? And you hear from over his corner the woman speak up for the first time and go, "By Road's light," and holds her hand out, and she casts Zone of Truth around all of you. This circle fills the space, and I need everybody to make wisdom saving throws. Sorry, charisma saving throws.
And
Charisma?
everybody has an additional bonus.
Charisma's worse.
Yeah, charisma.
I
didn't think you were going to do this.
What, Spencer?
I didn't think you were going to run out
An
this
extra
fast. I've got the
3.
jitters.
Extra
Yeah.
3.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a DMing experience you'll get. Your party immediately runs in the right direction and you get nervous. You're like, what? Wait, no. You're going the way I thought you'd go?
I got a 27.
Smashing success.
I'm going to
What was
use
the?
my inspiration.
Okay.
It was a decent roll, but I'm trying for better. That is better. 18 minus 2 plus 3, so 16. 19.
Saves.
What was the bonus we got from?
Plus 3
Plus
from
the
having
Herald
Herald
From
around.
my
3.
aura.
So 4
Yeah.
total.
You fail.
I got a 14.
Fail.
Nat 20.
Bartholomew, ironclad. You all watch Bartholomew. You've never seen this before. A Zone of Truth goes off near Bartholomew, and his jaw reflexively and immediately snap shut. You watch his mouth clench and his lips seal,
Uh-oh.
as if he has trained himself to, in response to the words of his Zone of Truth spell, to immediately clam up for 24 hours. It is muscle memory. Let's see if Calroy can pull this off. Calroy does succeed. She
Let's
goes,
go.
that one, and that one failed. Sorry, it is affecting those two. And she points at Hilvern Beach and goes, so, I have a simple question, and then we
Beach
can
pretends
sort
to
out
pass out.
what happens.
Beach faints. He swoons.
Oh, you messed me
He
up
does
again. All
that.
right. He says again, "Ooh. All right, we're going to keep this very simple. I'm nervous that you all have not been honest with me. And so I have a simple trade to propose. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and if you answer well and truthfully, and he points to Morris, you can bring your ally with you when you leave, because he is apparently not mine. Have you taken anything you are not supposed to have?" And he's asking that to Harold. He looks clearly at Hilver and Beige when he asks.
Yes, we have. We took.
We are raiding an entire undead empire that we're trespassing upon.
And we took my friend. They trapped him, so we
The
did
cleric,
take him.
you see the cleric is rubbing their forehead, and they go, Viscount, you need to be a lot more specific with the Zone of Truth. I have it. Have you
I think he's
breached
got
your
it.
contract with us by taking anything from within that building that you were not supposed to have taken? According to the rules of the contract.
I haven't. Beach hasn't. Well,
Okay.
I haven't taken anything. I
There's
took the
one
head.
person that has it, and
I
it's not
haven't.
Beige, and it's not Hilver.
I have not taken anything.
I've got a couple of research material things that I'm hoping to understand better.
Okay. Well, I think that's admission enough. Good to know. I give you a simple opportunity, I suppose. I did not believe that you would. And he looks at you, Harold. You'd better hope I die down here, boy.
There's a lot of deadly stuff in there still, I think.
Morris? If they don't hand me a bag in the next minute, jump off the railing. And Morris turns and mechanically watches and stands up on the stone railing over the edge. And he goes,
Oh.
hand over your bags.
Easy answer. and I pull my hammer and I say, "You're dying right now."
Okay,
And I'm
everybody
gonna
roll
attack
initiative.
We have a minute before he jumps, at least.
Exactly. We got 1 minute.
Hysterical. Oh
That
my
is
goodness.
an 18.
I didn't think you guys would be so aggro. I want to say for posterity, I have never been more thrown off as a DM in my life. I didn't think you
Yeah.
guys would so quickly be like, "What are you gonna do about it?
So
What are you gonna do about it?"
Bitch.
I was like, the real I had no choice but to have him get flustered, because I was immediately like, I would be flustered. I'd be like, "Whoa, I thought this was like a good setup he had," and you guys immediately went, "Not if I ice you, nerd." Like, that's just not what I was expecting.
Beach is just a professional trickster freak. Like, he's ready for it at all times. He's ready.
Sorry, just 1 second. You're good.
Sure.
Sorry, I had to allow
There's something-
traffic through the room. All right,
Three Ethans appear.
let's go ahead and roll that initiative. And Spencer, I'm going to ask you to swap out the music.
Absolutely.
Okay. Harold's been itching for this fight for a while. You all can't know because we need to start some version of like a podcast about the podcast for this show. You guys have no idea how bloodthirsty for the Viscount Spencer has been since we met this
Yeah.
fool, since day one. All right.
Just a real asshole.
I have some of my own to roll here, which I totally should have already done, which is cool. I just realized one of the characters I have accidentally given the same name as an NPC from Fallout New Vegas.
Oh.
Really? Who is it?
Victoria Hanlon. That is a character in Fallout New Vegas. Okay, cool.
The scavenger one?
I think so. I know there's somebody I know Hanlon is one of the like Brotherhood
Hanlon.
last names that comes up. a lot, and I think
Yeah.
Victoria is one of them. All right, anybody over 20? I've rolled. This is very important. I've rolled really bad initiative, and that's awesome for you guys. Anybody over 20?
Yes.
All right, Lemon, what'd you
Wow.
I got a nat 20. That brings me to a 28.
get? 28. I love to see it. Bartholomew,
24.
Bart 24. Great. 20 to 15.
18 for Harold.
Your curse.
Yep. It's giving me a reprieve so I can jump this guy.
All right.
And 17 for Hilfer.
Guys, come on. All right, Beej. What's the deal?
Beach got a 13.
Beej got a 13.
Pretty good stuff.
Almost your entire crew is going to go before them. Almost your entire crew. Beej will be slower than like 1.5 people. Beej tied with somebody.
We're just third down blitz right now.
This is going to be so bad. This is going to be really funny. All right. And I have Calroy's initiative as well. Okay.
I
cool,
need
cool.
to pee as well.
You know, in that
Nothing
case,
is
I would
cold.
love to take a 5 here. Let's take 5 here. Everybody go use the restroom and come back. That'll give me a few moments to calm my nerves from getting absolutely what's it called? Whomped by you all when I started this scene. Yeah, so we'll see everybody back here at 8:58. Everybody catch 5. Thank you all so much. We'll be back in just a
5.
few.
you, horse.
So the thank you horse bit's going to be hard to explain. I think we'll all figure it out, and that's what matters. But what it did do is keep Spencer from saying another hot take before we got back on stream.
Yeah, you
so
got
I guess
me there.
bless up. So thank you all so much for tuning in. If you're just watching now, my bad guy had a big villainous evil plan, and then the party dunked on him so hard that I panicked in real life. And so did the Viscount, and now it's a fight, and the Viscount is on the back foot in a very real, sort of emotional way. So I think we're going to really get into this here in a minute. We have initiative from everybody here, and we are about to kick things off. I am going to give you guys a very kind DM opportunity here. I'm going to ask, you would have had a moment expecting a fight before you ran out here. Would any of you want to have done anything in that time? In my notes, I have that I wanted to ask you that while you were going down the hallway, and I simply forgot.
I
question.
would have cast magic weapon on my gun.
Sure.
And I would have cast shield on myself. Shield of faith.
I guess I'll have probably cast Sanctuary on Calroy.
Okay, cool. So Calroy is sanctuaried. That's good to know. All right,
I'm
cool.
gonna get mirror image.
Mirror image, okay.
Nice.
I went in my book and learned anti-charm to stop.
Bees just rubbing their hands together like a fly. All right, cool. All right, very good. All right, cool. Cool. So he says, jump off in a minute. And he turns back around. And as his head is turning, you all watch in slow motion. The cleric's eyes go wide and they turn over to him as the cleric with a high wisdom goes, "You're the dumbest Viscount in the world." And the Viscount, like, makes eye contact with them, and then Harold and turns forward as the combat begins. Up first in the initiative is Lemon. So we are on the map here if you guys need anything. I have a little bit slapdash. Falling into the areas that are just galaxy background will be really bad, is all I'll say.
What?
I believe it or not, there's not a texture for deep underground evil evil tower. They just have like galaxy or rocks. So galaxy it is.
Guys, let's
The
just
heat
spam
undeath of the
Thunderwave.
universe.
Let's just spam Thunderwaves until they fall off the edge. What do you think?
Thunderwaves. I cannot cast Thunderwave. I'm sorry.
Neither can I.
All right, Lemon.
Yeah,
Pop off.
I am shooting shot at the Viscount
Sure.
first. That is a 13 plus. What is? I gotta see my spell really quick.
13 plus 8, 21 plus 1 for magic weapon, 22.
13 plus 10 actually.
23 plus 1 from magic weapon.
Yeah. So 24 to hit.
24 does hit.
Sweet. And then I'm shooting shot at the priest.
Okay, so you just immediately fire twice. Your first
Yep.
shot hits somewhere on the Viscount's body. You can tell that you find purchase and that you do damage, but you hear a loud ping, and you hear it hit something metal that is under this like fine kind of uniform that he has on, as you turn to also fire at the priest. The cleric, we should say. Let's be.
Cleric. That is going to be also 13 plus 10 plus 1, so 24 to hit.
24 to hit. The hound next to her leaps and takes the hit.
Okay.
Sad.
I'm cool with that.
All right, cool. Roll the damage for those 2 hits.
PETA will be hearing about this.
Against the
Guy from the
Viscount.
Hunger Games.
PETA's a druid in this world.
First shot against Viscount is 15.
You mean big eyebrows? That's bad for me and the Viscount.
It's going to be 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage.
Sorry, 23. I forgot about my bracers.
Okay.
Against the hound.
And they both have disadvantage on their next attack roll?
Mm.
Great.
13 against the hound.
13. Okay.
And then I am doing my. It's not second wind. It's my secondary. What is it?
The action surge.
Yes, thank you. Action surge.
There we go.
Shooting at the cleric.
Absolutely. Hilford
Uh,
yells, "Come, brother!"
That's a 24 again.
24 hits. This the reaction for the hound has been used.
And then shooting at the Viscount again.
Okay.
That is a 15 plus 11, so 26.
Hits.
All right, against cleric, I get 20 points
All right. Wow.
against the Viscount. We get 18 points.
18 points. Okay. Wow.
And that is, and then bonus action, I'm reloading.
And bonus action reloading. Thank goodness your turn is over. You all watch Lemon immediately burst into action. Just bang, 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 bangs. The gun opens, loading up more rounds. Do you want to stay where you are, or do you want to move at all? These pillars will function as cover if you can get to one of the pillars that is on the map.
Cool. Yeah, I'll start making my way over towards the left.
Yeah. All right. And you should be able to move your little guy.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, you all watch Lemon start sprinting towards the western pillar, firing the whole way before like diving behind it to try to get some cover.
Yeah. There we go.
You also have an additional 10 feet of movement if you needed it.
I do not. We, from my parts, we don't take kindly to threats against our friends.
Oh my goodness. All right, ringing out, you issue a challenge. All right, that's Lemon. Up next is Bartholomew.
Bartholomew, despite keeping his mouth shut in the zone of truth, runs up to the Viscount, or actually goes up and engages
Okay, you all watch
with the vicious
Bartholomew
dagger, and actually is wide-eyed open this time.
Bartholomew
It's almost like the zone of truth actually showing his true character. Yep.
sprints across the space, dagger in hand, full Chucky doll.
Yep. And does a 17 hit.
A 17 barely hits.
Yeah.
Good to know. Write that down.
Write that down, write that down.
We're gonna get so much loot from this.
You guys have really, again, you write. There's a problem with the DMing style where you're like, you know, as like somebody who plays Monster of the Week, I like to think of the situation and not what the players are gonna do. And then the players go, we go over there and we kill everything with a magic item, and you go, huh?
You do that, don't you?
I hadn't really thought about that.
So as he stabs him down for 17 points of damage,
Dang, there you go.
get right there, looks him in the eye, and lets his other truth just take over. I may not actually be a religious man, but at least I don't sacrifice people to their deaths willingly. Uses cunning action and disengages a few more feet.
Okay,
And don't forget about the additional 10 feet from being in my aura.
don't forget about that. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Let
So
me
that's
hop on the
enough
map here. How
function.
big's that?
Yeah.
How big are those auras these days, brother?
10 feet, I believe.
10 foot. Wah! There we go. Now you can see that. Gleaming with golden light.
Yep. Well, it's perfect because he used his max movement to get there, so he was able to get at least a few feet away.
Awesome. Okay. And Bartholomew starts to run, but is very exposed and sort of left out in the open a little bit. With that, it is Calroy's turn. You hear a little bit of fumbling behind you, and you turn to see that Calroy has one of the longbows that one of the hunters was using. He gets it out, pulls an arrow out of a quiver, and you watch no one be as surprised as Calroy as he perfectly immediately draws and fires in one fluid, smooth, like graceful motion. He stops and like looks at the bow, a little bit confused about what's happening as this arrow fires out.
It's because you don't have germs.
It's because I don't have germs.
Germ free.
He's going to take 2 shots for the Viscount. He knows what's going on here. He sees what everybody else is doing and is going to kind of follow suit. First attack is a hit. Second attack is a miss. Okay. Oh, whoops, wrong dice.
All right, and then Sanctuary falls away from him too.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does 14 points of damage to the Count. As he... Whoa! Calroy seems to be getting some joy out of this newfound discovery, and the GM just realized he doesn't have a token for him. What spare tokens do I have kicking around in the junk drawer
tree
over
token.
here?
Yeah, just a tree.
There's no way I don't just have Lycan. So this is kind of a fun... Oh, I've got a pretty good elf with bow.
Yeah, there he is.
There we go. Elf with bow. And he runs over to that other column and gets behind there. If you ever start using Roll20, this is a little fun fact for you GMs out there. I look forward to having what I call the junk drawer, which is where you look at your uploaded pictures and it's just 10,000 mini tokens you've uploaded over many years of using Roll20. Absolutely. And so he dives behind that other pillar there. That's Calroy's turn. Unbelievably, it is now initiative count 20. On initiative count 20, something happens that you all did not take into consideration even slightly, which I do find hilarious, but is great. You look around and realize that you are surrounded outside of this circle by laborers, guards, and about 40 or so people that came here as a part of this convoy. But what happens, and you watch them all snap into action, and then from the distance, you see the door to your little secret hideout open. You see that it is open a crack. It swings the rest of the way, and you see your Dragonborn companion run out and start yelling, "No! No! It's now is the time!" And you see wizards that you did not see of Remgastelon just start, like, floating from beneath the columns and around you. They put on a full ambush for when you emerge. And you start to see those 40 dudes are fighting the mages of Remgastelon. Like, gunpowder is firing as bullets shoot, spells are being struck across the space, people are like tearing, flying through, doing the whole like, what's the like Death Eater, like smoke clouds are chasing after normal dudes. It's everything immediately turns into a full-scale battle all around you as you are in this like little microcosm of the larger fight.
Harold turns to Beej and he goes, "How did they know we were going to get into a fight when we left? They didn't know we were going to steal stuff."
I don't know, but what?
That's fair.
I'm gonna need a bigger belt for all these heads, though. I don't know.
Yeah,
From
true.
in the distance, Harold, you hear the Dragonborn yell, "We absolutely anticipated you picking a fight!" As you watch the construct running, like sprints into the air, picks up a dude, and like slam dunks him into the pit down where you cannot see him anymore.
Like I said, I'm gonna need a bigger belt. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
That is initiative count 20. I have been waiting for that ambush to go off for 5 sessions. Harold.
Harold runs straight for priority target numero uno and is going to swing twice.
Did you get any look at how the Viscount fights when you encountered him last?
No, absolutely
Like a
not.
I was just
dirty
curious.
guy.
Harold
with the
specifically,
way-
no.
Well, he was like maneuvering the ship between us and stuff. That's the main thing, right?
Yeah, just because Harold had seen him before, I was just curious, because I would have let
Oh,
you
like
roll
that
if
way,
Harold had
yeah.
been like, yeah, we did get into like a conflict on the road. I would have let you roll to
Oh,
see
the
if you had
past
noticed what he does.
No, nothing. One of those I'm almost positive doesn't hit because it's a 9.
So funny for him to try to flex just for Harold to sprint across the distance with a warhammer. That does miss.
And the other one was a 26.
The 26 does hit. You swing with the first, and he ducks out of the way extremely fast, far faster than you expected from this dainty exterior Viscount. As he swings out of the way, the hammer strikes into the ground, but you are too fast on the correction, and you swing it up into his side.
I don't even know if he's a fucking... I assume he's a wizard of some sort, so I'm not going to use that ability. I use Searing Smite as my bonus action, so he's going to need to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Oh, he has actually a very good Constitution. But with a nat 1 on the die, I don't fudge. I've never been more tempted than when I saw that number roll out just now. That is an 8.
All right. That is
You gotta be kidding me.
17 points of damage.
17 points of damage.
And he is going to take 2d6 fire damage starting the next turn. I don't think I needed you to roll. It's at the start of its turn, so that roll wasn't at the right time.
Okay,
My mistake.
Okay, so 2d6 at the start of each turn, and he makes a save to see if he takes it.
Yep.
Great. Okay, so you swing at this hammer as it ignites in the air, strikes into the side of the Viscount, and lights his cloak on fire. It burns across the front, and you are surprised to see that his sort of coat is not magical, as it immediately is kind of engulfed in flames wreathing around him. As he kind of snarls and looks at you, he is not as disturbed by this massive bevy of attacks as you had maybe anticipated him being. Again, assuming he was some kind of wizard. He instead just sort of meets your eye with a intensity of his own. Hilver, you're up.
All right.
He rolled such a bad initiative. It's so funny for him to try to act so tough and then get an 11 and be like, once my turn comes around, you're done. Once he does.
From the door, I'm running straight towards the Viscount as well, with my ration pack and calligrapher's tools in hand, and I just thrust them into his arms. And then I keep on running by him. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
So you drop some
40,
stuff on the
45.
floor, and then he turns around and attacks you as you flee his space.
Yeah, but should I do an attack roll to shove it into his arms? Because
No.
they're pouches that I have? Okay.
No. Absolutely.
All
You
right.
can. The best you can hope for is to just sort of press your pouch into his side.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do
Alright.
with that?
Because he had said for us to give him his pouch thing. So I'm
So
like,
Ben,
this is
we
what
give
I've got
him a
on me.
bag.
It's if they hand over their bags. So he would need to be handed about
Yeah.
8 more bags for that to work. Okay, so you
Alright.
push your pouch into his side and run by. As you go to run, you watch Harold as he whirls with a clenched fist and swings for the back of Hilver's head.
Oh, shit. He's not a wizard. He's not a wizard, guys.
That is a 28 to hit.
Ooh, that hits.
And he's strong as shit.
You take 19 points of bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone down onto the ground. And you all hear this loud whack, this crazy thunk as he goes, "Thought you'd run! Thought you'd take what's mine!" You see a very different personality manifesting in the Viscount as it turns to violence. And he, disengages from Harold a little bit, and, while grabbing Hilver, has his fist up, like he is just going to pummel Hilver into the ground. So how much of
Alright.
your movement did you use to get over there?
Let me recount again. So I was right here.
Yeah.
Wait, 1 over. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
35
and
or
then
so?
35. Yeah.
So you don't have the movement left to stand up.
I would have 35 out of 45 plus the 10 from him.
So you would need half of your movement to give up.
Oh, okay.
To be able to stand up, and you don't have half of your
Alright.
movement left as he just immediately whirls around and knocks you down onto the ground.
All right. And I use my reaction to deflected attack, so I
Sure.
nullified 20 damage of the 19.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
So the force just knocks you prone. You manage to shrug off the damage,
Yeah.
but are still slammed down into the ground.
Yeah, I'll use and I will try to redirect the attack then too. So he has to do a 16 dexterity save.
There's not another target to redirect the attack to.
Wait.
Right?
Wait, I think it's like. Oh wait, hold. Yeah, that's for.
Isn't it to another creature in 5 feet?
Could it be me?
Yeah, but then you would take a bunch of damage instead of nobody taking it, because you don't have to redirect it.
True.
Yeah, it says if you reduce the damage to 0, you can expend 1 focus point to redirect some of the attack's force. If you do so, choose a creature you can see within 5 feet of yourself if the attack was melee, or a creature you can see within 60 feet of yourself if it isn't behind. So I thought I'd be like
Okay.
directing it at him.
Yeah, sure.
maybe.
So what do I
Alright.
do? I make a save or something?
Yeah, 16 dex save.
Okay. That is a success, unfortunately.
Alright.
That is so funny. So as you fall, you all watch Hilver, as he falls, grabs the Viscount's arm and jams his leg up into the Viscount's chest, and it just goes whack. And Hilver, you feel your foot hit metal.
Oof. And with that, I'll take a deep breath in to use my bonus action to dash
Okay,
to get more movement speed.
sure.
And with that, I guess I can get up, right?
Yeah,
And how much would I have left?
I don't know. What is half of your movement
So-
speed?
Your speed is 40 normally, but it's boosted to 50 right now.
So
right?
25 feet would be expended by that. So you have whatever you had remaining, which was about 10, plus an additional 25. So you have 35 feet of movement left.
Okay. 35 left?
I think so.
All right. Yeah, and I will move up to 5, 10, 15.
Yeah, and
I'll
you just
get
hear, like, through
close to the
gritted
edge,
teeth,
20.
you slippery little snake, as the Viscount, like, tries to keep a hold of you and can't.
Yeah, and I'll like run to the edge on the other side of where Morris is, and I'll just be like, Morris, are you in there? Hey.
So for the record, that is you standing up on a railing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all
I
watch Hilbert
clam
get
up
up on
on
the
it.
railing and get in front of Morris. You, like, snap in front of him. He is, like, slack-jawed. Nobody is home.
All right. That'll be it then, yeah.
Okay,
Give him a smack.
that is Hilver. All right, with that...
I'm out of action economy. I can't do anything else.
Do it. Do it now.
All right, it's Victoria's turn. It is Hanlon's turn. Hanlon is going to cast Hold Person on Harold. Harold, go ahead and make a Wisdom saving throw.
Been a while since I was held. A wisdom save, you said?
What? You hear her go, what? Over in the corner. Yeah, it's a Wisdom save.
16.
Oh, you suck. 16 barely succeeds.
Let's go.
You feel this, like, grip around you, like she is going to hold you in place, and you manage to shrug it off. You hear her say some curse to Rhodes, the god of technology and progress, under her breath, and then she turns, and she's going to cast Shield of... That's another leveled spell. Huh. Cool. Oh, she has her, like, minor bless. You see she holds a hand out, and a small glow of, like, a silvery metallic color sort of starts to sheen out of the Viscount. All right, cool. That is her turn. And then she's going to take her movement to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She runs the other way as far to the edge of the combat as she can, trying to create, like, a pretty good distance. Okay. It is John Morris's turn. John Morris's last command was to wait 1 minute, and if all of the bags had not been handed over, jump over the edge. And so John Morris stands there, slack-jawed, for the full 6 seconds, doing absolutely nothing at all.
That's a win. That's a win.
That's a hilarious win. All right, Beej.
Sorry, I'm so bad at counting, and if I didn't stop where I was, I would have lost my whole vibe.
I can appreciate nothing more.
Sorry, I just cannot count. And this guy needs to come out right, or else I'll cry.
There's something that no GMing show or advice prepares you for, which is if you have a full party of adventurers, recommending that everybody takes up a hobby for combat, because it's like, oh cool, that's your turn. See you in 30 minutes.
Well, Beach's plan was gonna be good because he was gonna hit all 3 at once. That's not gonna happen anymore, but 2 is fine. Beach is gonna cast Shatter.
Nice.
At the 10-foot middle point. Between.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't hear you.
Between the Viscount
I'm
and
sorry,
that.
Beach is gonna cast that.
Okay.
And yes, and it is con save of 14.
Con save of 14, great. You watch that fire shatter, the wood scattered around in ash and little bits of embers sent up into the air as the stone beneath their feet cracks. The Viscount gets a big 6.
Woo!
And the Hound gets a big 3. I rolled a 2 for the Viscount and a 1 for the dog. For the metal Hound, I don't want you guys to think that there's just like a Rottweiler out here. It's this like metal
The
predator
metal
that
Hound.
they've made.
Yeah, when Michael said he was fine, that the
Yeah, I'm
dog
fine
got
with it.
hit, like,
Yeah.
what?
Dog got shot. That's
Chat,
fine.
clip that?
Check that.
Sorry.
If the only
I'm
clip
happy
we have
it hit.
is Michael saying that.
Was his attack of opportunity with disadvantage, or I guess that'll be the next?
It should have
You
been.
deflected all of the damage and then magically knocked him over and then got up and sprinted. I'm not going to retroact him also having disadvantage. Thank you.
Gotcha. Sorry.
That's
Also,
9.
general note, if the turn is gone,
Right.
hands off the chess
Right.
piece, because sometimes I'm going to mess up too. All right, cool. So what's the damage on that beach?
9.
Damage on that beach. Goodness. You guys are
And it
really
was
putting
loud.
some pain on these fools.
And as a bonus action, can Beach just get out the, little, like, what's it, the diffuser?
The sensor, yeah.
Yeah,
Beej
also
gets
I
out an
realized,
aromatherapy diffuser, turns it on. You start to hear a fan whir. No, yeah, Beej pulls out this heavy metal sensor.
Nice. I also did realize that I really thought I was being 100% honest when I was like, I didn't take anything. Me?
You take.
I didn't take a thing.
You have the
but I-
sensor right
Sensor.
now.
But I'm like, oh, this whole thing.
See, Zone of Truth isn't. It only goes as far as your recollection of the truth goes.
That's true. Beach did forget, so
Now, does that frustrate me deeply because of the way that scene went? Yes. Is the hand off the chess piece? Yeah. That's fine.
to be fair, I truly was like, what? I got this.
nothing.
Beach didn't take anything.
The thought that Beej is so confident that they convinced themselves that they hadn't taken anything, though, is very good. I am a big fan of that. All right, cool. So you action shatter, bonus action, get out your... ooh, wait a minute. Does shatter do extra damage to inorganic material, or do they just have disadvantage on the save?
They just have disadvantage.
Yeah.
They just
Just
have disadvantage,
disadvantage
okay,
on the
because
save.
the
Mhm.
steel predator is
Yeah.
is
The
obviously that.
dog, the cute puppy, sweet dog.
It does puppy dog eyes.
It
Like
is
it's-
the
It cries.
It actually, they actually do not have eyes. It is the Viscount Faraday Malaren's turn. The Viscount
That's why it's so
will
impressive.
They drew eyes on this one.
turns his attention
Googly
back
eyes.
to
Googly eyes.
turns his attention back to Harold, and is going to start to just takes that little like 3-step sprint, and you watch as he runs up. He rears up and rips the flaming jacket off, and you see that his entire body and arms are just metal. His
Oh,
chest,
shit,
his
it's a
shoulders,
cyborg.
his arms are all just metal as he sprints across the space and grabs you and went, "Thought you could shake around, huh?" and swings down to go for you.
Wait,
He's a robot.
so if you're in Prospect and you sigh too much, they make you metal?
Yep.
23.
Oh, no.
They do. And that's Hilver or Harold?
Harold.
missed
I meant
the
Harold.
target. Yes.
Did I
and
say
that
Hilver?
hits. I think you said Harold, but when you said sneak away, I thought that it was about him.
And no, just
But
because he
no,
ran
but
so
yeah,
far,
that
he
is-
was like, well, I will turn back to the guy I have personal beef with.
Yeah.
So that's 23 on the first, 19 on the second,
doesn't hit, baby.
and 26 on the third.
And that one does hit.
Okay, cool. You from the first attack, you take 17 points of bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone down onto the ground. And from the second attack, you take 20 points of bludgeoning damage as you all watch him smash his fist into Harold's chest and slam him down onto the ground. Get over Harold, put his hand on the front of his chest, and rip another punch down into his face, and then stands up and he's going to use his bonus action to stomp on Harold.
Yep, that's the kind of hit I'd expect from Artifice. Not much behind it.
27 to hit.
That hits.
His
Oh,
bonus is not
what?
that good. I just rolled like 18, 17, 18, 16.
We haven't used the disadvantage attack with him yet. I'll say
So on
this
this next one,
Yeah, no,
this
here, because
one.
I just rolled one and he didn't roll that well, so I'll roll again. Okay, the stomp misses.
yay, let's go.
That was good. Yeah, no, that's great.
disadvantage.
Yeah, slam, first fist, slams down to the ground, goes to stomp, yelling, going to take what's mine! As his foot comes down, you roll out of the way, and it buries into the ground next to you and, like, cracks the stone right around it.
Harold takes a deep breath in and breathes out, essentially billowing the flames from the searing smite on him, and he does need to roll to resist the searing smite.
Okay. That is a 14? That's not gonna do it,
14
is
saves.
it? What? That sucks.
That is the save, is 14.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 14. Sorry. My stat block's a little smudged.
I got you.
Using note cards has its downsides. Whoopsie. Okay. At the end of his turn, he is going...
Oh, guys, Harold is instantly bloodied. I need to put that out there.
Oh.
Instantly bloodied.
You watch him in a way that is identical to his ship, to the way that the ship did. He vanishes and reappears 15 feet away over by the Hound.
Coward.
It was
Fight me like a real
maneuver!
man.
It was a
Wimp.
tactical maneuver! As he is
Wimp.
yelling across the space, Harold and him just start to yell at each other across the space.
Harold coughs up blood. Wimp.
It was a tactical choice, and you know it, Harold!
I didn't hear no bell.
Me either. I'm still fighting. He's just really been out of shape right away. He's just right away defensive. All right, that is the Viscount's turn. Yeah, and you see that the Viscount is fully like cybernetic. We said we're in a steampunk setting.
That works.
On the Hound Dog's turn.
He's after the no rust armor. That's gotta be it.
Oh yeah,
That's why he's always hated me.
That's all he wanted. All he wanted was the rustless armor. He's never managed to get +1 plate in all his years of being a Viscount.
Adamantine
Once
plate,
he
hard to
reverse
find.
engineers the no rust armor, though, all his cybernetics will be like smooth sailing for the rest of his life. But
yeah, that's all he's
I guess
wanted.
that'll be cut short now.
He's looking for like the secret formula.
The Steel Predator, which is named Veda, stands in front of
It didn't need a name.
the
Don't
Viscount
name
and
it.
prepares an action. All right, that is Veda's turn. Sweet
Is his
metal
favorite
dog.
food fucking cupcakes?
Sweet.
Like, is that what you're gonna say next?
Sweet little dog looks at you. Its eyes are so big. You guys did this. I was gonna have it be
Its eyes
an
aren't
anonymous
there.
steel animal, and then you guys started talking about how it had big eyes and was sweet. All right, that is us back up at the top of initiative. Absolutely
Thank God.
wild first round. Okay, Lemon, you are up. The Viscount looks pretty hurt, all things considered. Like, it's not like he is fresh for the fight. He is certainly below half, as he took that huge, like, round of attacks. You can see that the Cleric is slightly injured and standing off to the side, preparing for whatever might happen next. The Hound is... Oh my gosh. The Viscount forgot to use his bonus action to issue a new command to John Morris.
He was
He
getting a
used it for
bonus
the
action
stomp, though.
stomp. Yeah,
Yeah, he bonus
he
action
was
stomp.
so caught up in the combat because he hates Harold so much that he just forgot to do
You mark
it.
my words, if the Viscount survives another round, you guys are toast. You guys are toast. All right, cool. All right, Lemon, you're up.
John Morris is toast. I moved 15 feet away from that pillar to get a little bit better vantage on everyone. And I'm gonna do a shot at the cleric.
Okay.
That is 3 plus 10 plus 1, so 14 to hit.
A 14 misses. Damn. As the shot rings out across the space, she like ducks to the side.
Second shot at cleric.
Sure.
Much better. That is 19. That's a dirty 20.
I have a question. What are the
Nice.
range increments on your pistol?
60, 120.
Okay, so they are just within that
Yep,
first range.
that's why I
increment.
moved there.
Okay, cool.
And that's
So that one does hit. I need to remember that the Viscount's AC is buffed.
that's
For now. Breaker concentration, quick.
Oh, I forgot
24
about
points of
concentration.
damage.
All right, so it's DC 12.
I mean, there's a chance.
She succeeds, thank goodness.
Ah! Next time.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything else I can really do. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
All right, Bartholomew, you are up.
Bartholomew, realizing the Viscount was starting to retreat like a coward, unlike him, of course,
It was tactical!
runs around Harold. While doing so, flashes the dagger up in the air, brings the blunderbuss up,
And fire. Okay.
and kaboom! 5
All right,
feet in the
now you
back.
won't get sneak attack in this situation.
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's what he was hoping for. Doesn't realize, but has to keep it going to spoil the damage. So, and
I didn't we would think we would go from
20.
one combat immediately to another combat. A 20,
22.
22 does hit.
Yep.
Thank God we
Yeah.
get that long rest, though.
And
we didn't
he
get the
got-
long rest.
Yeah.
Of course, he blows himself 5 feet back.
Oh, of course, of course.
Tactical retreat.
Prone. Tactical retreat. It was tactical.
It was tactical. Oh, look who's running now! The Viscount yells, pointing into the distance. Look at him, he backed up, he backed up. Everybody saw it. Harold. Like, he's trying to get Harold's approval.
That's my,
Like,
that's my lucky. It's my lucky number again today. 17 points of damage.
17 points of
Again.
damage, okay.
And the dog has to make a dexterity saving throw.
No!
Yeah, good.
Not
Beta,
Rover.
Beta looks up,
Beta.
eyes wide.
So the
They rolled a
Or-
3.
Hey, everybody in chat that's just joining us right now, it's not an actual dog. It's a steel construct that looks kind of like a dog.
That looks like
Bit.
technical to a dog.
You hear it makes
No,
like a
no.
pain
Furry
screech
souls.
as it's thrown across the room by the
No.
fire. Alright, how much damage does it take?
It takes 8 points of fire damage. The googly eyes just melt.
You start
Oh.
you see the
Grandpa.
mages of Ramgastelon
Into the
whispering
ear.
behind you and pointing.
Oh,
Oh.
Alright, cool. Alright, that is Bartholomew's Bartholomew, that's your action. Do you want to do anything with your bonus action or your movement?
I gets himself back up, and I guess that would be just enough to
It gives you about 10
go
feet of
10
movement left.
feet.
Yeah.
10 feet of movement.
Get behind Lemon.
Get behind Lemon.
There you go. I like it.
It's
Nice.
it's a blessings of boon. This is tactical.
I can't believe that I
My
forgot.
God told me to do this.
My God told me to do this.
My God said it was a tactical.
Okay. Calroy steps out and takes 2 shots at the Viscount.
He's gonna do it.
Miss on the first shot.
He's not gonna quite do it.
With that, only because of Shield of Faith. Miss on the second. 2 arrows. The first one hits
Dang.
this like aura that is around the Viscount. The second one hits his normal armor, like plinks off of a piece of metal and goes wide. And you hear Calroy swearing behind the pillar. before he steps back behind cover.
All right, buddy, you're still getting used to your new arms.
My arms are so strong! It's so weird!
Gonna crack the bow.
You see that there is like a little hairline crack starting up the side of his bow. Oh no, wait, this is one of those magical bows. That's not what's happening. All right, with that, Harold, you're up.
Harold instantly takes a hand, slaps it on his armored chest, and does 30 points of healing using Lay on Hand.
All right.
And that is added in there. Heal, so I'm up to 51 HP.
Nice, there you go.
And then for my action, I swing Foretold Judgment twice.
Who are you running up to?
Oh, of course, I have to make movement. He ran away from me.
Tactical.
Let me see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I cycle around the hound, and I go right for the Viscount.
Once you step into the hound's area, it uses its prepared action to attack you.
Aw.
It does have disadvantage.
And it has disadvantage, and it rolled really good. Michael, can we have a chat when we're off the call? All right, so it rolled really good on the first roll, but I had disadvantage, so I had to roll again. And I rolled a critical hit on the second roll. So you did burn a crit with the disadvantage, just in a
Cool.
really weird
Yeah.
roundabout way.
That works. That works.
It's just a long walk to it.
I
Now,
Good roll.
burned a future crit.
now it doesn't have a great to hit. Does an unnatural 20 hit Harold?
It does not hit.
Okay. So, for the record, Harold, you, put your metal-plated leg in the way, it bites it, and you get the sense that this dog might be borderline incapable of hitting Harold. Might have a
Nice.
real bastard of a time trying to get a bite into you.
Don't worry about the dog, guys.
Well, you don't worry about the dog. Not everybody's AC 21 or whatever. The dog looks disappointed. Like it wanted to do
Aw.
better. All
We'll
right.
give you a treat after the fight, little doggy.
It growls,
A
and now you are
D12.
up in the face of the Viscount, and you go to swing.
That was a 12 plus 7 to hit, a 19.
19 is the AC of the Viscount right now, so that
And the next one was a 21 to hit.
hits. Dang,
And now
guys.
I'm gonna roll.
This is just brutal. Harold and the Viscount are having a, knockdown, drag-out fight in the middle of this.
That is 26 total points of bludgeoning damage from my great hammer.
All right. Cool. I have to do math in my head. The hardest place to do math. You hear some things grinding together in his form. You see a couple of sparks fire out of one shoulder as he is standing there. I'm gonna crack your skull open, and is just really again possessed in this moment.
You gotta get through the helmet first, asshole.
For the record, if you had you rolled not too well on a history check to recall information about the Viscount Faraday, if you had rolled well enough, you would have learned things about him, including his past as a champion boxer, and the fact that his enemies have a habit of mysteriously disappearing.
Yeah. Would I have learned that he's a fucking android?
Yeah, if you'd gotten really high, you'd
Yeah.
know that he was famously... Well, this is why he is a Viscount. This invention is why.
Makes sense.
Why am I rolling a die? Are you done? Is that your turn? Am I rolling
I'm
a save
done,
or something?
yeah. No, that's it. I just beat the shit out of him with my hammer.
Okay,
Playing
awesome.
rollies.
I was sitting here about to roll a
This is
dice, and I
fun.
was like, what's going on right now? All right, cool. Yeah, so you run up and just slam twice down in with this hammer. You have your bonus action still, right? Do you want to do anything with that?
Bonus action was spent for my heal, so I'm
The
done.
heal. Okay, great. So that's your movement to get up into melee with him. Alrighty, that is Harold's turn. Hilver, you're up.
All right. I will first go to grapple Morris.
Yeah, let me pull up Dominate Person and see.
Nice
I mean,
call.
let me remind myself if, attacking him will do anything. I don't think so.
No. But if he can drop his movement to 0, he can't kill himself.
It's extremely true. I actually don't know if he could do that anyways.
If that spell has a no kill yourself clause.
I said it in the moment because I was like, that's cool. And then 3 seconds later, I was like, a lot of those spells don't let you do stuff like that.
I think dominate person.
The
might be-
Viscount is above
Whenever
the law.
the target takes damage, it repeats the save.
Wow, so you might break him out if you hit him.
Okay, so the grapple is a 8, 9, 11, 12, 16
And
save.
you can order a dominated creature to jump off a bridge. You can.
Yeah.
All right, Hilver. So,
So he's got to do a 16 strength or dex save as I go to grapple him.
Okay, great. And I think we can all. It's an attack, part of your attack action to grapple. So I will say it will count.
Yeah,
for
so
the,
I've got at least 1 or 2 in the chamber. For
Oh
it.
my God, 9.
All right, so I grapple him. I take a deep breath, and my legs clench as flex as I get ready to dash to double my movement to 90, and then while grappling him, I can move 45 feet.
Yep. Okay.
So I guess we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 as I guess
Just
haul him back
absolutely
towards
haul.
the door.
You all watch Hilber pick him up by his lapels. Fireman Carry lifts him up on his shoulders and sprints 45 feet across the space
Holy
and
crap.
puts him down on the other side. And I am going to make a new wisdom save because that counts as an attack, right? Come on, let's be
It
reasonable
is, yeah, it is an attack action.
He fails. He lands still
Oh,
trolling.
You can keep hitting them.
Right.
I have a quick question. Is Dominate Person a concentration spell?
Yes.
Is Shield of Faith a concentration spell?
She is not casting Dominate Person.
Ah, okay.
He's multi-classed. Or it's the hound. It's the dog.
Oh no!
Kill it.
No. There is something else going
Alright.
on. You don't see... Lemon, you are looking around furiously and you don't see the source of this.
Yeah. Cool. That's all I was looking for.
All right. What other? Oh, I guess I can. Well, no, I should probably keep him.
Yeah, you could
I guess I can.
attack again to try to get him to break it and risk doing a little bit of damage. You could try to figure out where the spell is coming from. You could just ignore him and move on, hoping that he's too far to run over and jump off the edge in, 47 seconds or whatever. You got a lot of options.
Yeah, I will. I guess look around, like while grappling him, just to give a cursory view of the battlefield.
Sure.
Kind of trying to hone out the chaos of the mages.
Absolutely. Yes, all the while you are having this combat, there is like streaking fireballs smashing into groups of soldiers who are like bringing up muskets. You hear somebody like, "Wah!" falling off the edge of the thing. It is a dire situation.
Yeah. All right. So is that a perception check then?
Yeah, it'd be perception. You're just looking around and trying to see what the source of this is.
That's a 17.
With a 17, on the stock of his very long rifle, there is a sigil that you had never noticed before that is glowing extremely bright.
All right.
And Tilver, you immediately get the sense that the weapon of his sort of office has contingencies for if he betrays his Viscount.
All right. Lemon, this guy's rifle is a bit wonky and seems to be sabotaging him.
Okay.
That gets called out to the group.
If you can muscle away from him, maybe he'll stop being a zombie.
Yeah. Oh man, I guess we don't have any battle masters for disarm.
Certainly your
Yeah,
bonus
true.
action to do that look around, so you would still have one attack left if you wanted to hit him in the
Yeah.
face.
Oh no, I used my bonus action for the dash.
Oh, all right. We'll call
But-
that a free perception then. That would have burned
Okay.
something
Oh,
to do,
okay.
but that's okay.
At least maybe one of my actions, at least since I only used one of those. But cool. Sorry.
The benefits of having the hands off the chess piece rule. Okay, so you do still have another attack. I'm not going to be a stickler about that. So do you want to do anything with it, or are you just going to wait because you don't want to damage?
Yeah, I don't want to damage him. I'll just keep grappling with him.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Here's what I'll say: if you want to just do the grapple action again, I'll roll the save again.
You're doing a little
Yeah.
armbar action.
Yeah, well, I've still got him in the grapple, so
Yeah, so what I'm
Yeah,
saying
you're
is
just
if you just
re-upping.
maintain the grapple, then he won't roll another save. But if you like, if as Spencer just said, if you switch this and get him into like an armbar on the ground, he will be attacked again, and he will get to make the save again.
Oh.
So would you
okay.
rather maintain the grapple, or would you rather see if he can get out of the dominate?
Yeah, I'll do another grapple against him then to do that.
All right, cool.
Try and I'm like trying to pin him against the pillar here.
So this is my roll
so
against
that-
your DC, right?
Yeah, a strength or dexterity 16 save.
Okay. Oh my god, another 2. I can't roll dice for anything
wow.
today, except for the Viscount. It's low. I don't know. It's low.
Yeah. All right, so I guess I'll like re-grapple him.
All right, and now I'll make a save. Here's the one we're hoping. I'm gonna switch die because that die is not rolling well today.
Nah, come
I
on.
need a new parachute. Well, you want me to roll well because you want him to succeed on the
Just die.
save.
But then when you go back to our enemies,
Okay, the DC on that is very high. He rolled a 21. You watch him wipes the spit off his face. Where's my bird? Where's my bird? Like
Your bird's
rears up
safe,
with the
don't
gun.
worry.
Where's the bird? And starts immediately
Oh,
losing his
no,
mind.
no, put the gun down. That gun's doing some bad stuff to you.
Immediately panics. Has the gun up in his hands. Okay, and that is your turn. What a wild turn. All right, with that, it is Victoria's turn. Victoria is going to move around. You watch her like 5, 10, 15, 20. She moves around the outside of the combat, wrapping around the tables and things, getting to like the other side of the Viscount so that she is not on the same side as Harold, but is sort of standing behind him. And she is going to cast Healing Word on the Viscount.
that's all right.
Modifier. She's going to cast Healing Word at a 2nd level. Strap in, kids. This dude's going to live
Second.
forever.
9 HP coming in hot.
I rolled incredible.
20 HP coming in hot.
18 HP coming in hot.
That's pretty good.
You watch as she like holds out her hand and has this holy symbol that is like almost looks like a globe in her other hand with like a band around the center. She holds out her hand and you watch some of that sputtering stop, and she like looks a little surprised. She rolled nearly max as his wounds begin to heal, and the Viscount starts like bellowing in Harold's face like, "You think you are chosen? Look, I am chosen!" Looking at like his healing wounds. He's having like a whole
Chosen to die.
whole identity
Chosen
thing
to
going on
rot
with the
in this
Viscount right
hellscape.
now. And she will then use her bonus action again to give 1d4 to his next attack roll. All right, it is John Morris's turn. Here's what's going to happen. You had a good instinct there, Hilver. So he is going to take his turn, and if he is still holding the gun at the end of his turn, he is going to have to make the save again to see if he can maintain being free of that dominate. I'm going to roll an intelligence check for John Morris. The DC is just a 10. Somebody has yelled out loud, "Drop it. It's the problem." And we're just going to have to see. A 6. You yell that in his face, and he looks at you and goes, "No! Where's my bird?" Turns and points this massive gun at the Viscount.
I take wins where I can get them,
Perfect
and that's all right.
The rifle starts like charge up as he is aiming across the space. The music change is well timed. Let's see, this is not a guarantee. That is a 22 to hit. That hits the Viscount. That is 25 points of damage to the
Let's
Viscount.
go.
As you hear this thunderous from this rifle as this streak of purple streaks across the space and slams into the side of the Viscount. And gives John advantage on his next attack against the Viscount if he takes one. Oh no, wait, it gives the next attack against the Viscount advantage. That's important.
True.
Okay, cool. All right, great. That is his turn. At the end of his turn, he makes a wisdom saving throw. And he Gardner
Oh.
and drool starts to come down
Oh,
the side
no.
of his mouth again. This time with no command, so he is just standing there. That gun still white knuckle clutched in his hand. Hysterical. All right,
Still a win.
Zbeej.
What is the range for that thing again? I forgot to write it.
The sensor.
Yes, sensor.
A sensor. I think it's 10 feet. It might be 15. Let me
Yeah.
double check.
Yeah, I thought it was 15 or 10. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, that's just because it's in radius. I'm gonna double check because that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Pardon me while I just dig through 10 pages of little notes written on
Yeah,
papers.
I had written down
10 foot.
second charge. Yeah, 10 feet aura.
If
Yeah.
you want to get into the fray where I am, once you get inside my aura, you get 10 additional feet of movement. So you can kind of get up next to basically everybody if you wanted
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Um,
they're all in a little cluster now.
Yeah, they are.
Huh.
Anyways,
No, that's good. I wanted
So-
that. It's for
It's a
drama.
good thing.
using the sensor,
quietly
is
upset.
that just like, can I use that as my bonus action because it just is what's happening?
It's lighting it is I think an action. Let me see.
Which you did
Which I
in
did
the
last
tunnel.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were
So
running out.
so you would have used your action to light it, and now there is this smoke like pouring out, and it's just an aura of charm. So if you just run up to him,
Okay,
there's
great.
just a chance he will be charmed by you the second he steps into it.
I am also flying, so
Of course.
so I'm going to fly next to them, but I'm more like to the left here, so that obviously Harold doesn't get infected with that.
I think Harold is already charmed by Beige in a very real
Yeah,
way.
he really
but-
is. Isn't everyone?
Yeah, if you're right by the
Yeah, that's
campfire, you get
perfect.
everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
That's
So
perfect.
you all watch Beige kick their heels and just flies with this censure of this like beautiful smelling perfumed incense.
He remembered. He remembered the boots.
You remember two different
I
magic
guys,
items.
I got my boots on.
As you pull up, I'm going to make 3 wisdom saving throws. What's your spell save DC? Oh,
If
no.
you click on your spell
14.
list.
14. Okay. The Viscount fails. The dog succeeds.
It's because he doesn't have a nose.
Showing true heart.
Fails. So only the
Let's
dog.
go.
You see the Viscount and the cleric are both like, "Hey, Beige. Beige is here." Like they just get excited that Beige is here. No, what? No, it's going good, Beige. Beige is watching. The dog like metal barks, looking at the two of them really confused. So they view you as an ally. They are not concerned with you, and they will not attack you, Beige.
Love you guys. So I now cast a spell?
Yeah.
Because all I did was move. Okay, just making
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Okay.
Perfect shatter distance.
Con save of 14.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pull up the condition really quick to see if doing damage affects it, because I don't remember. Player's hand. Oh, good. I have to scroll all the way down to it because it brings me to the giant reference
Well
with
designed.
everything together in it.
Yeah, well designed for.
You can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with damaging abilities, so they just cannot try to influence you in any negative way. It doesn't say that if you damage them, it goes away.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I
Alright.
think usually it's like the source of charm that has that condition to it, right?
Yeah,
but
but
the
the
charm
spell or
condition is the item or the magic, the spell
Yeah.
itself.
the item does not have that additional because it is
Wow.
made to control the golems that you had encountered earlier. So they wouldn't want it to be the kind of thing where one stray shot, right? I just thought the charm condition already had something like that, but you learn something new every day.
Oh.
All right, so Beige, you fly like above the radius, point down, and this shatter occupies the space for all 3 of them. The Hound fails. The GM's phone starts going off, which is awesome for stream. The Viscount fails. Okay, cool.
Huge.
The Cleric succeeds. All right, roll that damage.
All right.
A whopping total of.
That is 23 points of damage.
Woo!
Nice.
All right, Beige.
Finally! I
As
did
you-
more than like 10 points! Finally! Beach remembered his boots!
I'll say. Beige, you fly up in the air, streak a hand down. All these eyes turn up to you, and you just hear the edge of the Viscount going, "Careful, Beige," because they think you're allies. As the ground erupts around their feet, you watch a huge portion of the Viscount's like chest armor, whatever this stuff is, dent in. You hear a sputtering, and he falls back dead.
Oh yeah, the kiss gets blown as it hits him, and then he falls.
As he falls, you hear like, "Okay, Beige," and he dies. It's all right. I forgive
Everyone
you.
misses sometimes.
All right, that is extremely funny. It is the Viscount's turn. The Viscount spends his turn slightly decomposing.
Nice.
The rust is getting to him now.
See? This is what he wanted my armor for.
This is all it was about the whole time. All right, it is the Hound's turn. The Hound paws sadly at the Viscount, trying to wake him up. No, the Hound has a very impressive jump distance and leaps into the air to bite Beach.
Chat again. It's like a metal simulacrum
God.
of a dog.
Burning with insolent rage, a 24 to hit.
Okay, maybe it's a little loyal. All right, maybe it's got some loyalty to it, like a dog would.
That is a whoops. Turn it around to the other side. That is 11 points of damage to Beach. As this thing latches onto your leg, the attack option it has is grappling when it bites. So I guess make an athletics or acrobatics, right? No, make a strength or dexterity saving throw, whichever's higher.
22.
22. You succeed. It falls and takes 2 points of bludgeoning damage. As it falls like 15 feet back down to the ground and lands, but not quite well enough to avoid taking a little bit of damage.
It was a tactical maneuver.
Tactical retreat.
All right, it was
Tactical fall.
Muttered through dying lips. Tactical. You just hear emanating from below. All right, Lemon, you are up. The Viscount is down. The Cleric is up. The Hound is up. Morris is discombobulated.
All right.
Are we good to finish out the combat? I know we're a little bit past our normal time. Are we all good to keep
we're
going
good.
for a little while? Okay, good.
Yeah. Is the bird still like in the doorway?
Yeah, it's in the doorway.
All right. I'm using my movement. To pick up the bird.
It just lets you pick it up. And I don't know, this is for people who have owned birds before. You just watch its full body immediately like, what? Like it never thought it could be picked up. And it's like, what's happening? As you like pick up this bird and run holding this like...
Yeah, and then I run to Morris and just plop the bird on his shoulder.
The bird just
Here's your damn bird, Morris.
just starts mopping in his ear, and it's gonna give him the help action on his save.
Yeah. And I just give him a little backhand to snap him out.
Okay, so you just go to hit Morris. All right, go ahead, roll to hit.
Now, is this going to be a
Did you
lethal
just say you
backhand
backhanded
or
the
non-lethal?
bird?
He hits the
From the
bird?
opposite side.
Oh, what?
First the
My
dog.
hand slips and it hits the bird by mistake.
No, not once, please.
This finally answers the question. I've had a number on my little sheet in front of me, and I couldn't figure out what it is. It's Morris's health. I've been sitting here this whole time like, what is this number? I have no idea.
Well, I'm just doing strength added to my punch.
Strength and proficiency. I think everybody's proficient in punch, which is
Cool,
crazy
cool.
because it takes so long to learn to punch.
Yeah, it is.
True. All right.
That's my favorite thing is every TTRPG is like punching's easy, and I'm like, it takes like 2 years to learn to punch without
You
breaking
just break
your
your
hand.
hand.
Yeah.
It's done.
Oh god, yeah. That is a 16 plus 7.
16 plus 7. You
Dang.
just slap him in the face. For what's your strength modifier?
Plus 5.
Oh my
You have
god.
20 strength?
No, it's weird. I have plus 4 strength, but when I look at damage on,
You know, they might have
like,
changed it. It
it's
might
5.
be 1 plus your strength now instead of just the modifier, I guess.
That's what it is, because mine's 4 and my strength is plus 3, so that makes sense. So
Okay.
you do 5 damage.
Yeah, I do 5 damage with that slap.
Insane
It's
number.
He
the
rolls a
slap
nat
that's
20. He
heard
goes,
around the-
oh! Oh! Oh my god! You see, he like, and he's holding a tooth. He's like, what the? Oh, thank you.
All right.
Where's my? Oh, hi. Oh, and he like picks
No.
up the bird. And puts
All right,
it
now
on his
drop your weapon for the love of God, please.
shoulder. What? And there's like a very prominent missing tooth at like the front of his mouth. You slapped a tooth out of somebody's mouth. Good job. On his turn, he'll be able to try to do that. Wild. All right, is that what you got?
That's all I got.
That is hilarious.
That's good. That's a good move.
All right, just 6 points. Enough to immediately knock a man unconscious. Instantly, a normal person.
A
All right,
weaker man.
cool. Bartholomew.
That is really strong.
Party.
Is he frozen? Oh, you were sitting so still, I thought your camera froze. That was wild.
I am very sneaky. And if you actually look at the board, I move up very sneaky. And with the
Sneaky
vicious
style.
dagger, using just the hilt is going to hit the metal beast.
You're doing non-lethal
And
damage to the
Good
hound.
Non-lethal damage.
This could be our beast.
How can that work with the damage?
You might have one of the.
What's
It's fine. It's still a vicious dagger. I'm not gonna like really worry about it.
okay? Does a 16 hit?
16. That's actually gonna be close. That does hit. That is the AC
Okay.
of the hound.
Nice.
Everybody get ready for my favorite thing that happens in D&D, where a creature is extremely dangerous in a combat, and then once it becomes the party's friend, it is much weaker than it was in the combat, and everybody's like, what happened?
What the hell?
It's like on
It's probably-
one character in a video game, and they're just like, what?
Yeah, it's like my favorite is if you watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, Zuko gets about 1/3 as good at firebending after he makes friends with the gang. He becomes way where all of a sudden he like needs to go relearn everything for like 8 episodes.
Oh, and I'm also gonna go roll for an extra 2d6 for a non-lethal sneak, since
Yep, non-lethal
Harold's right
sneak,
there.
love it.
Hey.
I was going for beat.
Going for the pressure point on this metal beast.
Yeah, go
Yeah. Aim for the sigil that it's got on it, maybe.
go to sleep. And that's gonna be 26 points of damage. Non-lethal damage.
Non-lethal.
It's a
Mark
good thing
that
it
down.
was. You take it to -1. You all watch Bartholomew like sprint across the space, knock it at like the base of the skull with the hilt of the dagger, and the hound just goes completely rigid and falls sideways, like legs stuck out, like those goats that fall over when they panic. And you see that it's like inert and just laying there. Okay, cool.
And Bartholomew just ends his turn, just kind of looking like, looks right at the cleric, points the dagger. Which one do you want to be?
Calroy does
Or-
not wait
I'm
to
not
ask
very
that question, steps out 5 feet, and takes 2 shots at the cleric.
You know, fair enough.
That's a hit on the first attack. That's a hit on the second attack, same number. I rolled 2 17s. 13 points of damage from the first shot. 10 points of damage from the second. 2 arrows stick into the cleric, and he goes, I'm figuring it out.
Yeah,
I'm
good,
figuring
good,
it
good.
out. As you see arrows like across from the space.
How's it feel having no germs?
I still don't know what they are, but it's good. Germs make you weak. Is that anything? As he
Yeah.
starts yelling.
Figure out the money.
Germs
Germs bad.
make
Pain
you
is
weak.
just germs leaving the body.
Is that true?
I don't know.
It's so funny to have something. Lore implications are just too good. All right, Harold, you're up.
All right. You know, you're never gonna believe it. Harold walks around over the dead body of the Viscount next to the fire, the light of it glinting off of his armor as he lifts the hammer up and swings it twice at the cleric.
Yeah.
That was a 13 plus 7 and a 9 plus 7, so 16.
16 misses. The other one hits.
Gotcha. All right. I'm
right,
going
come
to
on, cleric.
upcast a smite here.
Just hang in there. Oh no, hang in there, cleric. Handle it,
that
you
is
son of a bitch. You keep it together.
11 points of damage straight up from Foretold Judgment. And then I do a Thunderous Smite. I can't upcast Thunderous Smite. I will upcast a regular Divine Smite then.
You can't upcast Thunderous? It doesn't give you just like an extra
No.
D8 or something?
And 14 points of damage in addition to my 11, so 25.
Still up. Still up.
Oh!
Cleric is hanging on, just takes these 2 hits, is almost forced down to a knee, looking around, increasing panic building in their eyes. Hilver, you're up.
All right. I guess the whatchamacallit, Morris dropped his gun, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's just not his turn yet. He was awoken on somebody else's turn. So he's
All right.
he's like lucid now though. He's good.
I will release my grip from him, back away. I'll pat him on the shoulder to heal him up a little bit.
He pulls
The
out a
shoulder
knife.
without the bird on it.
Pulls out a knife. He's got a gun. Everybody get out.
He does have a gun.
You
For
see
now.
that, weirdly, you could never have predicted this, almost in perfect concert with you all, as you get the upper hand, you see the Mages of Rumgassalon are also getting the upper hand, almost
What
as
are
if
the
the 2
odds?
conflicts will end at the same moment. It's weird.
All right.
Wow, the timing's impeccable.
Yeah. So I heal him for 13 health.
13. Okay, he wasn't missing 13.
Oh, good. Right as rain now. All right. And then I will turn around and just I'll go to the Viscount and just hold him aloft like the dead body. I'll be like, everyone, he's dead.
Can you get all the way over there?
I have
Probably.
45
We're still
feet
in
to
initiative.
move.
I'm not going to let you
Yeah.
teleport halfway across the battlefield for free skis.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then I get an extra 10 too.
Make
So I
sure
got a bunch-
don't use the. So we're gonna little roll of 20 thing here. Don't use the measure tool to do your movement. Move 1 square at a time, right? Because there's gonna be
Yeah.
stuff in your way. Your allies are difficult terrain, right?
Yeah, I
you
was
don't want to
moving
just
around.
teleport directly line
Yeah.
to where you want to be.
Yeah, so that's like 30 feet. Well, yeah, I went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 at a diagonal through those, past the
Okay,
unconscious
and it was a
hound over to
bonus
Hilver.
action to heal.
Yeah. And
Right,
then
so
I
you're
also
gonna use
punched
your
the...
action to pick up the body.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And that'll be it.
Okay.
As I hold it aloft. Someone cast light catch up on this guy or something.
It is Victoria's turn.
Very morbid.
Victoria runs up into the melee without leaving Harold's side. You see her, she takes a breath, like whispers something, closes her eyes, sprints forward, reaches into her bag, runs up, takes out a diamond, slams it into his chest, and casts Revivify. And the Viscount takes in a breath and is alive again. That's her action.
How much fall damage does he take if I drop him?
None.
Oh.
Can you feed other people a healing potion as a bonus action? I don't think so.
I feel like we
Does he have like a cyborg slot for it?
Whenever we feed it somebody else, we use action. When you
Yeah, I
feed
think
it to yourself,
it's bonus action yourself, action somebody else. Okay, cool.
Oh,
So that's her action to do that. So he like gasps another lungful of air and is briefly back up. Is there anything she can do with a bonus action to help, like, even a little?
See, now that was a waste of a diamond, because you're both still gonna die.
Oh, I'm so stupid. She has 2 bonus actions she can use. I'm the dumbest man alive. Well, it wouldn't have affected the combat much anyways, but she has a minor heal that she can do as a bonus action that would have been helpful. She's going to heal him for a big 1d4 plus 5.
Plus 5 is pretty good.
He gets 9 points of health back
Nice.
for a total of 10 that I'm sure is going to last so long. 10 points of
Probably
health.
a couple more rounds.
10 points of health. I mean, this dude's gonna live forever.
Yeah. Better than a peasant.
Now, this is gonna put me in an awkward situation. No, it's not. I have a good way to get out of this. It's John Morris's turn. And
So
and John uses his and John drops his rifle so that he's not dominated again, and then turns around and goes, "Oh," and looks down at the gun and looks back up at him and looks down and goes, "No, that's a bad idea." Yeah. Oh, it's tempting. No, all right, fine. You see, he like puts his hands in his pockets so that he's not tempted to grab his gun and point it over at the Viscount. I was like, I can't kill him with my guy. That's just not right.
I thought for sure you got to roll.
I'm
see if you would do it.
I'm deeply afraid of what is going to happen next because I'm afraid that something funny is going to happen twice in the same session because I assumed Revivify would not be used when he was completely surrounded, and that is that it is Bija's turn again.
Does Beej punch?
You know, he has a decent amount of
He
HP
has
left,
10
so I
HP.
wouldn't punch. Yeah.
Beach doesn't have to punch. Beach can shatter.
yeah, shatter. Just make sure you don't hit the dog.
Sure.
No, don't worry.
Oh, that's easy in this little setup you guys have. So for the record, for those
Yeah.
of you watching it now or in the future, everybody is clustered up pretty tight, but it's not that hard to aim it just on that edge.
Would I be technically sharing a space? But like, I do have the evasion skills, so if I get hit, it's not bad.
No, you wouldn't be sharing space
No,
because
I
he's a
don't
full
only hit
body.
those-
To be perfectly
All
frank, I was very polite when I didn't make you roll an athletics check to
Yeah.
pick up a metal man and hold him over
True.
your head. That would have been like DC 25. He weighs like 700 pounds.
700. Oh yeah, my push dragger lift is 240, so I like hold up one of his arms.
It's him.
It would be like you trying to shoulder press a Boston Dynamics robot. Like it would not be an easy thing. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So Beej, you're going for the shatter.
I'm gonna do it.
All right, great. That is saves for these fools. He gets an 18,
Okay, that's a success.
so he still takes half though, and she gets a natural 1. All right,
Nice.
so roll, and you need to do 20 damage to knock him back out, because it'll have to 10,
Come on.
I believe.
This is it.
Did I misplace my belief? No.
18!
18.
Close.
Oh,
9 points of damage. The Viscount has 1 HP left.
Can I bonus action just release my boots
Do you have
and just like fall on his ass or?
bonus? Well,
Not quite. That's not happening.
Please.
No. I can.
well,
Beej would
Pilot
not. It would
driver.
not hurt this cyborg for a 98-pound Beej to fall on his
Beach
head.
is like 6 foot.
Okay,
like four.
130-pound Beej.
just
You have
all
a
that pressure
bonus?
to a single point.
can you do? Can she do a? Can Beach do a bonus action like cantrip that does damage after that spell or no? After shatter,
I don't think so.
I've sort of lost the thread on how action economy with spells work.
I think that's a house rule thing. If you can bonus action, if you can cantrip and what you call it on the same turn. What I think it is, unfortunately, this is annoying. I think it's action. It can be a bonus action spell with an action cantrip. I don't think it can be reversed. We can double check that, but I think that's
see,
the
I see.
like balance on that.
Yeah.
So he has 1 HP left. The cleric is knocked unconscious. I suppose just dies. They're NPCs.
Killed.
The cleric is
Yay.
down to 0 and is like knocked down, bleeding a little bit out of the side of their head. It's the Viscount's turn. The Viscount rolls to see if they get their short range teleport back. It is a 5 or a 6 on a d6. This is the most important roll of the Viscount Faraday's life by a good, healthy margin.
Especially the second life, granted just a few moments ago.
How many times have I said that I never roll these? It's a 4.
Never, not
Oh.
like once in your life.
Oh, that hurts my feelings. All right, it's his turn. He can do nothing meaningful.
He has self-destruct button.
He has...
Editor.
He does have one more action he can do. Instead of just attacking, which is what he went for because he was just trying to get people down. One last folly-filled thing. He goes, I just want to be very clear. that this is tactical. And he holds out his hand, and a little metal ball plunks down on the ground and goes off. And I need everybody to make Constitution saving throws or be blinded.
What's the range on that blind?
It's a 10-foot radius sphere on the area, so you would be outside of it.
Don't forget about the additional +3 that everybody around me has.
I want to be very clear that this is tactical.
I got an 18.
So
You
did I.
succeed.
Okay.
Yeah!
14 fails.
Okay.
What are our other rolls?
Oh, 22.
Bartholomew, you are just inside it. What'd you get?
22.
22, succeed. And Beej.
I got also an 18.
18, wow. The smoke clears and he looks up. And all of the humor drains out of his face. And the Viscount he has very little to lose by trying. He is going to take a step. Bartholomew, you can take an attack of opportunity if you want.
Yep.
He's just going to see if he can run.
Yep. Bartholomew and his many mirrored clones grab him. He doesn't know which side. Nat 20.
No, for his 1 HP. That's kind of a waste of a nat 20, frankly. He's got 1 HP
Vicious
left.
dagger, too.
Nick, don't roll. How do you finally dispatch the Viscount, revived and running? The last thought in his mind, probably, they're never going to believe this is tactical.
Bartholomew just grabs him by the hair, yanks him back. Just has him look right into everyone's eyes and says, "It doesn't matter what you believe, no god will ever save you," and slowly slits his throat.
As the Viscount...
The Sona's truth is still going off in his mind at this point. He's just letting him...
you cut his throat, and you see that you are cutting connectors and these glowing bright pylons and stretch. I don't know what you call fiber optic crystal that's leading to his head. There is no blood that comes out of his neck as you cut his throat, but you do something severs, and you watch. You never noticed it before, but his eyes had almost backlighting to them a little bit, and they dim, and his form goes inert, and the Viscount Faraday Nalaran has been slain. And in an improbable turn of events, you look around and realize that at the exact second that he dies, the last of the cohort of the ship is dashed against the rocks, and the mages of Remgastelon throw their hands up in cheer that you have managed to dispatch with the crew here. They are dealt with, and that is our combat ended. It's 10:23. I assume we are ending the episode there.
Yeah,
So,
that's it.
thank you all so much for watching our 300th combat of Song of the Reliquary. I think it feels like it, certainly. We've been having a lot of fun here. I'm excited to see where the rest of this adventure goes. You have finally, at least tangentially, encountered the Vemoral. You have one of their weapons and have had this moment of odd contact, and have dealt with the Viscount, who the DM definitely didn't think would be a recurring villain for the rest of the adventure. It didn't have a bunch of subplots ready for that at all.
Viscount
Definitely
Mark II.
didn't think you would just take your guy and leave. Whoopsie-doo. All right. You can catch 3 streams here on Foolhardy Press. They all start at 7:30. On Sundays, you can catch Game Masters, Masters of Games, where Spencer, Michael, and I play games that we either feel we have already mastered or that we are trying to master. You have to watch the VOD for our last one on YouTube. We played Chained Together with a Wheel of Doom for any time we messed up, including us rolling Take a Bite of a Raw Onion, I think 94 times over the course. It was
It felt
4,
like it.
but it felt like 90. It was miserable. But overall, it was a lot of fun, and who knows, maybe we'll do something like that in the future. On Mondays, you can catch The Party Makes Things Worse. Right now, you're watching Song of the Reliquary, D&D actual play through our fun little game here in the setting of Prospect. Other times we played other games. Spencer ran The Prince of Charming in Monster of the Week recently. That's a little 9-episode series. There might be something else with that later. Who can say? And on Tuesdays, you can catch DM Writer's Room, where Spencer, Michael, and I demystify the DMing process by coming up with monsters, magic items, and all kinds of things live. I don't remember what we're working on next time. I think we might be making Call of Cthulhu scenarios for the next few sessions. So that might be what it is. I think that's what Spencer's nodding. Yes, that is what it is. Also, check us out on itch.io, where you can check our first our first one-page RPG, The Last Thanksgiving, A Turkey-Tinged Tale of Vengeance, where you play turkeys trying to kill the farmer and end Thanksgiving forever, as far as you're concerned. And soon you will be able to check out Resonance, a mech RPG for 4 to 6 players trying to learn to work together. Also check us out on DriveThruRPG, where you can catch the Lich's Dollhouse, a starter adventure for D&D made for level 1 characters that is pretty fun. We came up with it quite a while ago now, but we still get a kick out of it when it comes up. And soon you'll be able to check out the Void's Eye Observatory. That is our next project coming up. Check us out on YouTube. You can catch, first of all of these streams over there. We keep our lives. And you can also check out some shorts and longer form videos that Spencer's been working on. What was I going to say? Some of my favorites are about to come out in the weeks to follow. We've had a lot of fun working on those, and so that's pretty good stuff. Like and subscribe. That's got to be it, right?
Yeah, everybody watching right now, I see we've had quite a few viewers, which is always nice. Thank you. We appreciate it. Do subscribe to the channel because we do stream 3 times a week, post videos and shorts, etc. And it's a great way to show that you like the content.
And when
That's it.
And I think when I just wanted to say this. I meant to say this before, so Spencer's learning this for the first time. I think I am going to write up some of the stat blocks from this adventure when we're done and put those for free somewhere. I don't imagine we'll charge, but we can see. Maybe if it ends up being $20, pay it and be happy about it. No, I don't know. There's just a couple that I've come up with that I think it might be worth kicking out somewhere. So who knows? Maybe I don't know. Maybe there will be a Song with Reliquary party pack. We'll figure it out. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Bye.